for a foot or an inch, yeah, I fight for you all. Is the truth and I'm in, yeah, I fight for every breath that I take, and I fight for every step that I make. When you add up the inches, life or death, winning or losing is the difference. You are the witness, inches around us, every second decisions. Too slow and I missed it, fast and I skipped it, but I'm on time so I gripped it. If you are ready to die then you will get this. If you're afraid of your life then you fight for that edge. No matter how far I come, I know I still got a step to take. Pull that shit, yeah, I do what I have to get where I got to. He does that shit, I've been called worse by better, so what can you do to me? Fight for that edge. This is more than a team, it's family and I'll die for them.
Thanksgiving is still haunting me in this region here. I just don't have it tonight. So instead of me doing the sweet countdown for you guys here tonight, I got a friend in the back that's going to do it for me. Mixed reaction, that's cool. But I want to thank Pedro for this honor, because I am pumped to start off the night right. Because it's winner take all. Yeah, that's awesome. What else is awesome is tonight there will be a ladder match between me and Façade. For everyone who's seen Retro Reunion knows that Façade ruined my moment. Façade destroyed one of the best moments of my life. Love it or hate it, he ruined my moment. So tonight, Façade, not only am I gonna reach up and take my title, but I'm gonna shove that ladder in your face. I'm gonna wish you never screwed with me.
Just count down already.
But let's get this show started. Enough of me talking. Let's get this show started. Everyone on your feet. You, everyone up. Get on your feet. This is wrestling. Let's go. Time to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the show begin. Ladies and gentlemen, Winner Takes All 2014 kicks off with a 6-man tag team contest scheduled for one fall.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Winner Takes All 2014. Joe Dabrowski with special guest Jack Corpella of WWE Superstars NXT fame here to join us. Welcome to IWC, Jack.
Oh, thank you for that great introduction, Joe. I don't know about fame, but I'll tell you what, I am pumped to be finally at one of these IWC events. I've heard so much about them. I've heard they're extraordinary, greatest candidates in the music. Futuristic, and it's just Flexor,
And Jack, your first time at IWC, my first time meeting you, it's only natural that we give you an STD.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that, but I've heard a lot about these gentlemen. Very tough, very tenacious, very athletic.
And you're checking out Draviko, Bryan and the man called Wardlow. Three very diverse styles and personalities converging together for the first time.
Joe, it's going to be an interesting matchup. I mean, just as a casual observer, it looks like Bowers and Draviko and Wardlow here are going to have a major weight advantage, a major strength advantage. How are they going to, how are STDs counteract that tonight? It's still going to be the exact response to Cassidy out. To me, this guy is like...
And the six-man tag about ready to begin. A lot of proving is going to be going on here. Looking to establish themselves, off on a big-time roll, heading into 2015, of course, 2014. Coming to an end, this is our final live event. And great to have you here with us, Jack Corpella, as I mentioned. And great to have the future of IWC on display as well.
Thanks a lot, Joe. It's great to be here. Yeah, I heard from many sources that the best young talent in Pennsylvania on the East Coast is right here in the IWC. I'm excited.
And I don't think Corey Futuristic too excited about dealing with the big man Wardlow.
No, what a mismatch in terms of power.
Wardlow is about 6'5" or so, 250 or 60 pounds. Corey tags out right away. And what do you make of this get-up on chest flexor?
Not my cup of tea, but perhaps maybe something to intimidate or maybe even distract his opponent, but certainly not the case with Wardlow, who looks like he could bench press all three of the STDs at the same time.
Flexor's got everything but the mistletoe belt buckle. Now the tag into the wild child, Lee Ryans, a rookie here in IWC, graduate of the ICWA, Iron City Wrestling Academy here in suburban Pittsburgh, but never encountered anybody quite like this. Wardlow is a product of the Ohio scene. He power lifts in his spare time, not that that's too surprising.
Sure.
And not only is he a great body, much like you, Jack, he's also a great mind.
Yeah, that's what some would say. Wardlow, from what I understand, a man who bench presses over 400 pounds, displaying his impressive brute and strength tonight.
Wardlow is book smart as well. He actually comes from a successful background in the business world. That got a little too boring for him, though. He needed to let out some aggression, so he found that next challenge, which just happened to be professional wrestling. In comes Bryan Bowers, representing his team. This is Bowers' 16th match.
Wow.
A product of the Storm Wrestling Academy in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And you see even, you can see the similarities to Lance Storm in those knee pads, those kick pads, homage to his trainer.
Yeah, tremendous display of aerial talent here from a young man who has a whole lot of ability. From what I understand, his cardiovascular ability and his engine, his non-stop tenacity, really hard to match here in the IWC.
Yeah, he's made an impact in a big way. In comes Draviko, the high-flying youngster. Draviko bases his thought process, his meditation, his strategy around the Drago Lizard.
Oh, my!
Cannonball in the corner by Draviko. And the Drago Lizard is famous for its adaptability, its ability to fly, and certainly its ability to adjust to adverse circumstances. Certainly that's been Draviko in a nutshell here in IWC. He's done great. In fact, it was back at Retro Reunion. Draviko scored a big-time victory over the veteran, the Big Daddy of Destruction, J-Rock.
Finally, the STD's mounting a little bit of offense for a second. I'm questioning whether or not these gentlemen were ready to go tonight.
And Draviko got a little bit of hitch in his giddy-up. And a test of strength by perhaps the most diminutive man in the IWC roster. Battling for leverage, and Draviko. I don't know what that was.
Draviko likes to clown, I'm noticing, right?
This is a new side of him. We haven't really seen that very often, but I think Draviko knows that Corey Futuristic has a little bit of oddball, goofball, idiot. There's a lot of words that can describe him. Draviko maybe matching him.
Well, he could be crazy like a fox. You know, Anderson Silva is a guy who's been known to clown, and that's all part of the setup.
Let's take note that Jack Corpella just compared Corey Futuristic to Anderson Silva.
How about that?
As Flexor, former tag team champion, actually one half of the third longest reigning tag champions ever. You wouldn't expect that by looking at him.
Not at all.
And now punishing Draviko.
Oh!
Not Draviko's first time experiencing.
Cover here, Joe.
There's two. Experiencing the STD, sexy talented dudes. Lee Ryans is actually not an official sexy talented dude. I understand he's an STD in testing. That's what they told me.
Well, Joe, who knows better about STDs than you?
Well.
Oh, my!
As I'll move on quickly as Futuristic sprigs in.
Hold on, cover here.
Corey Futuristic is kind of the lapdog around here.
Yeah.
He takes a beating a lot. He sticks his nose where it doesn't belong and he pays for it. But hey,
cover here.
LaMay struck cradle for two.
Draviko has got to get over to his corner. He's got to find a way to get the big man back in this matchup.
Corey's very good, but when you look at Corey, it reminds me of a quote I used to hear about Andy Kaufman. You look at this guy and you just get the impression somebody else is driving. And I think that's what's really held down Corey quite a bit.
5 minutes gone, the crowd at a fever pitch, and what an awesome capacity crowd here tonight. I know I couldn't get in this place. I couldn't find a parking spot. Thoroughly impressed.
This is one of the biggest nights of the year. Perhaps the two most dominant talents of 2014 competing for the IWC title. Most dominant athlete in company history. John McChesney, one-on-one with Matt Hardy. Well, double suplex time.
Oh, with authority. Could that do it?
And Lee Ryan's working great with his makeshift partners, 2-0. Ryan's is such a throwback, he's even perfected the pile driver. Calls it the wild driver.
Surprised the STDs didn't go for a cover a little earlier on that one, perhaps getting a little sloppy. Wow, tremendous counter.
The satellite head says that Draviko Jack desperately needs to get to his corner. Two freshmen are waiting. Wardlow and Bowers. Kid sense it. Ryan's reaching for his corner as well.
Oh, here comes the powerhouse.
And I don't think anybody wants to step in with him.
No. Whoa!
Wardlow makes it look effortless. That was about a combined 375 pounds, if not more.
Oh.
Well, smart strategy, but Corey won't live to share the story.
Oh!
Lung blower by Bowers. The man who beat Matt Justice in just his fourth professional match, Bryan Bowers, sets him up for Wardlow. And time to knock him down. Wardlow so determined, so driven in everything he does in his career, in the ring and out. And we're seeing the after effects. We're seeing what Wardlow brings to IWC in his very first appearance.
Yeah, Wardlow really seems to be the dominant force in this match. Nobody can keep up with his strength thus far. Here's my question, though, Joe. Will he be able to last on a cardiovascular level? You know, the guys that are carrying around a little bit more muscle mass, they tend to tire out easily. We're going to test Wardlow's conditioning here tonight.
And this matchup has completely broken down.
Whoa.
And Corey Futuristic. And there's Madison. She's had her problems with Corey. What in the world is Madison doing? She got hit by a steel chair in the face by Corey last July. And now Madison has Corey high above.
Oh, are you
Madison is absolutely fearless.
Well, Joe, I said I'm totally impressed by the IWC. It has lived up to my expectations so far. The only thing I'm a little disappointed in is this IWC official lost total control of this matchup already.
Well, not to be surprised, Madison showed a little bit of that Marshall Bull influence in there. As Wardlow picks up Corey. Oh, it's time for the Wardlow bomb!
Oh, my!
Good night, and pops back up as if nothing happened. And here comes Draviko for the exclamation point.
Oh.
Frog splash! Corey Futuristic is done. Draviko, Wardlow, Bowers, Madison by their side. What an emphatic statement by three of the youngest, most promising guns in IWC heading into the new year.
Great way to open up IWC Winner Takes All. What a frog splash, dude, to end it. I think the late great Eddie Guerrero may have been proud of that one.
And Corey Futuristic, when he wakes up, I'm sure even he might be impressed. Ladies and gentlemen, the future is bright, but up next, the present. So much more still to come. But up next, international flavor. It's DJ Z. It's Sammy Guevara. IWC champion. We saw him return home in August to challenge Dalton to the IWC title. Tonight he meets someone who in many ways is his athletic equal. Sammy Guevara may be the most egocentric kid I've ever seen in my life. 21 years of age, but an absolute freak when it comes to athleticism, agility, and quickness. This man made it to the finals of this year's Super Indy tournament and shocked a lot of people when he briefly became #1 contender to the Super Indy title when he won a 4-way cage match a couple of months later. Guevara has faced some big top-notch competition, but never anyone with the experience and the miles traveled of DJ Z, but both these men are familiar with American style, Lucha Libre style, DJ Z with the Japanese style, DJ Z coming back from a tour of Russia just a couple of days ago. This is an international experience, and I'm happy to be here to call it.
Absolutely, Joe. I was very impressed as you rattled off DJ Z's list of accomplishments and all of his accolades. But let's be honest, every one of those bullet points presents an opportunity for Sammy. It puts a big bullseye on DJ Z's back.
Well, Sammy Guevara, a lot of critics didn't expect Sammy to come out of the first round of Super Indy, but he did. He beat the master of the Canadian Destroyer, Petey Williams. He beat Ethan Page in the second round to get to that 3-way in the finals. And what I'm most looking forward to seeing, Jack, is how the crowd will respond to DJ Z. Of course, he's born and bred here, but he's made no friends. As Guevara connects with a dropkick, Zema's made no friends as part of the bromance on Spike TV, TNA Impact Wrestling.
Oh, I thought that was quite admirable how Sammy went to shake DJ Z's hands, but DJ Z showing his disdain for his competition tonight. Wow, we are off to a heck of a start. Will this be it?
Near fall off of that That springboard moonsault, quebrada, if you will. And now Sammy looking to ground Zema. Zema's got about 7 years of age on Sammy Guevara, probably a comparable amount of experience. Guevara is well-schooled. He's competed in Mexico. He's competed in Germany as well. Actually studied, I'm not making this up, he studied under Alex Wright in Germany.
Okay. Well, that's a good mentor to have.
I don't know if he knows how to do the dance.
I know you know how to do the dance, which is a good thing.
Maybe after one too many beverages, but be that as it may.
Well, Joe, I've been around a lot of different promotions, and like I said, I've heard so many people talk about the IWC, and talking to some of the superstars earlier, all of them reiterated the same thing. They said this is such an important night. It would mean so much to every single one of them.
Oh, watch Guevara! Guevara went high risk with an acai moonsault. Zema clips the foot.
Everybody wants to be victorious.
And there's that stupid air horn noise. I guess you call it an air horn, right? Whatever that noise is DJ Z makes.
Oh! What athleticism!
A corkscrew standing moonsault.
Shades of John Morrison there.
I think by the time it's all said and done, people may be watching John Morrison and saying shades of Sammy Guevara.
Hey, I'm not one to argue with you. With the young talent that we've seen so far. Oh my!
And the leaping ability, the hops, if you will, on Sammy comes back to haunt him there. Zema drills him foot first. And there's that inexperience turning his back on DJ Z.
Can't turn your back on DJ Z. Apparently Sammy wasn't listening when you said that DJ Z was ranked number 4 all time. You're not going to get a rookie mistake out of him.
I mean, and Sammy's impressed in his limited appearances here. He made that list as well, but he was number 135. He's got a lot of catching up to do. But that's impressive in just a handful of appearances. Sure. He's taken Façade to his limit. As we mentioned, beat Petey Williams, survived Matt Taven, and Façade and Andrew Palace in that cage, came up just short in a follow-up 3-way match back at our Saturday Night Fights event in September. That's available on IWCWrestling.com, courtesy of Sorgatron Media. You a big fan of Sorgatron Media, Jack?
Absolutely.
DJ Z up and over.
Oh, my! Well, that do it. Asking for support here from this packed crowd. Oh!
Now asking for his areola back. There's that lucha influence. Double spring into the Hurricane Rana. Shima spent 2 weeks in Mexico, wrestled on a severely sprained ankle. It is still swollen. It's not 100%.
Could just do it, Joe.
No. And here's the resolve of DJ Z. Badly injured ankle, wrestled for 2 weeks, didn't miss a step, and while he was in Mexico on his off day, he just described to climb a mountain. He decided to climb a mountain for fun with a bad ankle.
Very headstrong individual, has to be doing something. Always about achieving goals, achieving success. Hard to slow him down.
Achieving hairstyles.
Yeah.
Shoulders down, 2-0.
But you got to explain to me, Joe, why is DJ Z's attitude so bad? Why does he have a chip on his shoulder? When I was on my way in, I saw him push a fan out of the way.
I think DJ Z, as he begins to choke Guevara, I think all that time in the nightlife as a DJ.
Well, that'll do it.
He actually is a DJ. He's very accomplished. He travels the country. Sure. I think he maybe fell under some bad influences, fell into the wrong crowd. Certainly the bromans don't help. Robbie E. and Jesse Goddard. They're two of the most obnoxious people I've ever seen, and DJ Z has been doing well, I don't know if it's an admirable job, but he's been doing a job as their pitch man, so to speak. He's got the beautiful people fawning all over him on television every week. So
mission attempt here, Joe.
He's got a lot going for him. I've never seen you around Angelina Lowe, Velvet Sky.
A man can dream, hopefully someday.
Some more than others. And Zema trapping that knee. And notice it's not just, it's almost like a variation of a figure 4 mixed in with an Indian deathlock.
Yeah, incredibly painful.
Now to an STF. And Jack, that's not one of those Monday night STFs. That's cinched in tight. Notice there's no space between Zema's body and Sammy's. Nowhere for Sammy to go to get to a rope or to counter out. That step over toe hold grapevine while pulling up on the chin. Sammy got there.
Great show of toughness and tenacity by Sammy.
Sammy just needs a little bit more of that mental maturity. That's all he's lacking. That's what Zema's going to try to exploit. Zema came in defending Super Indy champion last year at Winner Take All. Fell to RJC. And that was certainly something very unexpected. Zema, while a member of the TNA roster, back here as a champion in IWC. He can do it all. And check out this respect factor. Handful of appearances, Sammy has really won these fans over.
Oh, my!
And Sammy looking to avenge a lot here, but Zema thwarting him every step of the way.
Back and forth matchup, the ebb and flow, the connect, no!
And Zema favoring his upper body heavy. He has a history of injuries to that part of his body. Had a tumor in there removed for once. Oh,
my goodness. Joe, this matchup reminds me of one of those football games where you say whoever has the ball last is going to win the game. Back and forth we go.
Well,
who's going to gain the upper hand?
I think it may be 4th and long for Sammy Guevara right now. Maybe time for a Hail Mary. Zema doesn't see Sammy Guevara, but Sammy sure sees DJZ.
Oh, watch out in the front row.
Nothing but air. Touching, no rope. Sammy dives on top of DJZ.
The IWC fans love it. Boy, you got to be careful with the front row seat around here.
You ain't kidding. They get their money's worth. Sammy, #1 contender to the Super Indy title after Cage Fury, but the controversy led to a follow-up three-way. Sammy never got his title shot. A win over DJZ could fix a lot of perceived wrongs for the best ever Sammy Guevara.
Will that do it?
Hook of the leg, no!
What a matchup. It's a battle of attrition, a battle of wills tonight. Who will blink?
And check out this crowd respect. I don't know if the crowd dislikes either of these men. They just are in awe of the athletic performance.
That's what it's all about, putting on a show, entertaining fans.
Oh, midstream adjustment twice. Shooting star, hook in the leg, no! Unbelievable.
Joe, how do you get either one of these superstars to quit? Both so resilient.
Well, you said it a moment ago, it's a war of attrition. Somebody's body's just got to give out. Or somebody's got to make the ultimate mistake. It's high risk, high reward.
I don't know if this is a wise move, Joe. I mean, hey, there's a reason we're sitting down here, but at this point in the match, does Sammy have his wits about him? Oh, my!
There's one of those DJZ shortcuts. You wouldn't see it back in the day, but came in handy tonight. But Sammy, still perched. Oh, no.
Whoa!
Sammy's body collapses in a heap. My God, near fall. Sammy had no control over his landing. That was dangerous.
I'm starting to think this match can shorten the careers of either one of these gentlemen if it goes much longer. Could be looking at a potential injury here.
Absolutely could. Zema may not make it to Destination America this January.
Whoa.
Oh, unbelievable.
Will that do it? DJZ may be out cold. Thought he was knocked out there, Joe.
Great rotation on that spin kick. Caught him right up around the temple. Hit Sammy Guevara.
I think DJZ's in La La Land.
And Sammy Guevara may be going to the promised land.
Sammy trying to put an exclamation point. No!
Oh! That was at least a 720. Unbelievable rotation. We talked high risk, high reward. The key word is risk. Zema sprints in.
Oh, DDT, he planted him. Will that do it?
No. Well, Sammy knows if he's not successful here, it could be months, could be years, before Sammy sees himself near the top of that Super Indy title picture again.
Incredible, competitive, and energetic matchup. Joe, is this the standard in IWC? Is this what I've been missing all these years?
This is the bar that's been raised thanks to guys like Shima Zai and all these years. 450 splash. What? DJZ's beat a lot of people with that. He's won X Division title matches with that.
Oh, he's going to break his arm.
And he's broken arms with that. Zema's done a lot of damage. I believe he broke Jimmy Rave's arm on television one time. A number of others. And Sammy had the towel.
Here is your winner as a result of a submission, Zema!
DJZ took a cross arm breaker, positioned Sammy's body away from his own. That adds extra torque and pressure and an extra degree of angle when Zema bends that arm back and looks to hyperextend the shoulder, hyperextend the elbow, and dislocate the shoulder. That extra bit of geometry ended up working out very well for DJZ to get the submission win.
I'll say this right now, and I mean this with all sincerity, that was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. Back and forth. Incredible. Two of the greatest athletes here in IWC, Sammy and DJZ.
And neither man has left. DJZ doesn't show a lot of respect these days, but Sammy Guevara's earned it. This kid, if he stays on the right track, will be something very, very special. He's already special now, but the best is yet to come. And it wouldn't be IWC without the former Shima Zion, DJZ.
Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here. We are backstage.
Blah, 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 backstage. Are you still doing this? Does anybody actually think that you're good at this job?
I've been doing it.
Do you? No, I don't. No. I'm speaking now. Justin LaBar here. I mean, really. Nobody likes you, Plummer. You're bringing this breaking news like you're Geraldo in a stupid vest. You know, you probably do think you're good, so we'll just leave it there. What about that little troll of a wife you have? Yeah, I mean, does she know how you really try so hard to make your living? Well, she probably does. She says she sleeps with you. What about those children you have?
Stop.
If they're yours. But let's just go ahead and assume that they are, Plummer. Why are you getting mad? Are you gonna bust right out of there? Do you want to say something? No, you're not gonna say anything. It's my show here. You gonna do something? No, you're not gonna do anything. I bet your father, man, Mr. Plummer, how disappointed is he?
For 2 years you've been doing this. I love this job, but I'm done with this. And I'm most certainly done with you. I quit.
Good riddance. Good riddance. It just adds to a great year. 2014 being associated with Team LaBar. Let's see, it started. RJ City, the first man to walk in as champion at the Super Indy tournament and walk out as champion. Then there was the heroic Jimmy Nuts. He stood up to Team Big League. Well, Matt Justice fixed that quick right in a hurry when we took out his knee. And then you have Winner Takes All. You're going to have RJ City becoming your new IWC World Champion. John McChesney is going to retire Matt Hardy. And to add to the list, Plummer's gone, unemployment line, see him in the gutter. This has been the year of LaBar, and 2015 is going to be more entertaining, more exciting, and more reality than you've seen in IWC ever.
At this time, please welcome to the ring the man that makes this all possible, my personal mentor, ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Roberts!
Well, Justin LaBar and Justin Plummer have their long-standing rivalry. No surprise, LaBar went way over the line in his disrespect to Justin Plummer. But right now, Chuck Roberts, IWC promoter since 2010, has promised a special announcement regarding our future. I'm excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for that. I don't like to come out here on the heels of one of my announcers quitting, but I have a feeling here tonight that Justin LaBar, sooner or later here tonight, you're going to get your ass kicked.
Shane Douglas there.
Now, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we got a stacked card here tonight, and I don't want to delay continuing with the show. However, I did have to take a few moments. For those of you that have been around IWC for the past 5 years under my tenure, every December I come out and tell you guys what a great year it's been, and I want to do the same thing to you right now. It's been a great year here at IWC. And I just want to thank every single one of you for coming out, supporting this company, supporting me,
Most importantly, supporting that entire locker room of some of the most tremendous performers I've had the opportunity to be a part of as being part of professional wrestling. The second part of the message I tell you is about the future. And I usually give you kind of state of the union and where we go further. Well, over the past 4 years, I've told you guys that for me, that there would be another year. But here tonight in the middle of this ring, I'm here to tell you that unfortunately, I will not be owning IWC after tonight. Now, I say that to all of you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm saying that to all of you because things, of course, sometimes take their course in life and priorities change. And that said, ladies and gentlemen, I mean this. Tonight is going to be the last show under my direction. I can promise each and every one of you that IWC will continue, but it's going to continue with someone new, someone fresh, to be able to take this company where it needs to go and where I know it can be. Now, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, you'll find out a little bit later on here tonight. I can't say anything until after that final bell. But I mean this from the bottom of my heart. After the past 5 years that I put in and all the time, effort, and energy, I sincerely want to thank every single one of you that has come out here to support me. Every one of you. The Leidigs, the Nisbets are over here. Your checks started under my watch. There's so many names that, you know, I wouldn't have the time to go through each and every one of you. And the greatest time that I have is when I stand outside of those doors and get a chance to shake every one of your hands. And I do that because I want all of you to know what it means for me. What this means here tonight is it's a new chapter in my life. This is the end of 5 years, and my 4th year wedding anniversary just took place. And as you guys can imagine, putting the time and effort, thank you. Putting the time and effort and energy that I have into this has not only taken a toll on me, it's taken a toll on my beautiful wife and my stepson. And what I'm going to do from here on, because this isn't my final time in IWC by any means. This is just going to be a new chapter, a new involvement, but not owning the company. But what I'm going to do from here on is I'm going to spend a little bit more time devoting my time, effort, and energy to my family who has supported me through this entire 5 years. And all of you in here, parents that are in here, uncles, aunts, all of you know what it means in life when priorities change. That said, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, 2 pieces of lousy news for me personally, and some of which touch you. Earlier this year, I lost my mother to lung cancer. And it was really difficult for me and my family, as you guys can imagine, for anyone, and all of you that have lost a loved one so close. And what I decided at that point, that it was time for me to move on and spend my time, effort, and energy. She died at 63 years old, and you never know how much time that you have. All of you kids out there, aunts, uncles, and parents, look at your loved ones, everyone that you came to here with tonight, and look at them and tell them that you love them tonight. Give them the biggest hug that you can, because you never know when that moment will be gone. I want to thank every single one of my family that has come out here. My dad has come to every one of the Elizabeth shows to support me. He hasn't missed one. He looks over me. He inspires me. And I love him to death. Thank you, Dad, very much. I also have to mention, for those of you, just several weeks ago, we lost a family member here in IWC, J.P. Bolson. I don't know if many of you guys knew him, and very admittedly, I didn't know him very personally. But what I do know is he came to every show, and he was one of our cameramen that came here. We lost him in a tragic accident not too long ago, and he was a 26-year-old man. He's been to every IWC show, and here tonight he's not here. When you watch our videos and DVDs, the footage that you see around ringside, 9 times out of 10, that's the footage that he's taken. And when I think about all of that, and I really think about what's important and meaningful in life, one of the things that joys me, unfortunately, after losing someone like him, my mother, or any one of you that have lost a loved one, is the fact that when you come to see this show, the idea is to forget about the pain and agony you feel in your work and your life. The idea here is to come and enjoy yourselves for every performer that's out in that locker room. And I hope over the past 5 years, when you bought a ticket for IWC for the money that you spent, that we gave you every dollar and every worth of every show that we've given. Now, that said, a couple accomplishments it's important for me to mention. In 5 years, I've never had to cancel a show. Never once. Never once have I canceled a show. I've had 2 men cancel on me as headliners. Those who've been with me for a long time know Davey Richards and Ego Fantastico, and they'll never ever be in an IWC ring again. because they're the ones that no-showed on you. But that said, I'm very proud of those accomplishments. There's unfortunately one thing that I wasn't able to accomplish in 5 years, and I hope to do that right now. And it's one person back in that locker room. John McChesney, please come out here right now. I know you can hear me. John, come out here right now.
Well, this is an interesting change of pace. I didn't expect this. Chuck Roberts and John McChesney were actually in a match against one another this past October at Retro Reunion. McChesney has been unequivocally the man in IWC for many years, but as is to be expected, he's never quite gotten along with upper management. I'm not sure even McChesney is aware why McChesney is out here.
I think everybody's in shock right now, Joe. I mean, Chuck Roberts has meant so much to IWC.
And who's the new boss?
We got a show to go, but this is important because this is the one last piece of unfinished business. For those of you that were here last month, or excuse me, in October, John, you made me do something I never wanted to do and never thought I would do. You beat me in this ring from head to toe. I could hardly walk for a couple of days. And I did it for one reason, John, to show you the past 5 years haven't been to despite you. The past 5 years have been for you, John. And that said, what I want you to know here tonight as one of my last acts as owner of this company, what I went out and did was I hired a special guest referee. And I want you to know, I got a special guest referee for your match, John. Understand this, it's not because of you. It's not because I'm worried about you. It's because of guys like that piece of crap, Justin LaBar. So I want you to understand that special guest referee here is going to call it down the middle, and you're going to give what I know you do every time you step in this ring, 110% with Matt Hardy. And I just want to make sure that tall, overweight, bald piece of crap doesn't stick his hands in. That said, John, what I want to do right here, right now, is after 5 years, John, I want to bury this between you and I want to end this, and I want from the bottom of my heart you to realize that I appreciate you. You are, without a doubt, the greatest IWC heavyweight champion of all time. And John, you are the best wrestler. These aren't my words. They're your words. Is he the best wrestler here? Don't listen to me, listen to them. So John, this moment can be yours. I want to get on with the show, but I just want to reach out and say thank you. John.
Whoa!
Come on, that's uncalled for.
McChesney's been told for years the only thing holding him back is
No, don't boom. Get in this ring. Get in this ring. Get in the ring. Because I got something for you. I got something for you. You want it?
What is this now?
I have no idea, Joe.
I guess McChesney's not getting the message that Chuck and these fans are trying to convey to him. What is this?
A belt doesn't make a champion, John. A man makes the championship. There's nobody in this building, there's not a person in this building knows any better than me what this means to you. This might not be what's worn by the current IWC champion, but this in this bag is everything that you've meant to this company. And if you're not going to believe a handshake, then maybe for just a moment, John, you can believe this. This is who and what you are, John. Take it.
That's the IWC title belt that McChesney wore for a cumulative 2 years.
This has never been about me. It's about you and it's about them. I love you and I love all of you. Have a great night.
McChesney held that title belt longer than anybody in history. And McChesney staring straight into the face of what he was and maybe what he could be again.
Clearly, McChesney has other things on his mind. He's got a mountain to climb tonight in the form of former champion Matt Hardy. But Joe, this confidence boost out here could do wonders.
Did McChesney finally get the message about his attitude, his alliances, and his outlook? What John McChesney will step into the ring tonight against Matt Hardy.
The following contest is a special three-way dance for the IWC Tag Team Championship.
The North Connors Invitational Scramble. Tag titles on the line. A little bit of a switch up to the lineup that we'll talk about in just a moment, but now let's introduce the first team.
Challenging team number 1. They weigh in a combined weight of 345 pounds. Here's the Blinded Racer, Remy, and the veteran Sammy Guevara, the KnightRiders.
That is Sam Cassidy on your left on the screen right now. Remy LaVey now on the screen. They are the KnightRiders. They have that cool 1980s David Hasselhoff kind of vibe to them. And they are the youngest and perhaps the fastest rising tag team in IWC. They've gotten a number of impressive wins under their belt. They've stood up to their trainers. They've stood up to the other tag teams. And they could have a career moment here in this segment. They could become champions.
Based on all the high-pitched shrieks, very popular with the females around here, from what I understand.
I thought that was you shrieking.
That'll be our little secret.
Introducing the challenging team number 2. They are weight of 485 pounds. Here's the team of Bronco, McBride, and Jock, Samson.
And here's a couple of badasses. We've seen different sides of each of these men's personalities in recent months, but leading the way, it's the Appalachian outlaw, Jock Samson.
Joe, I know these guys. I didn't know they were going to be here. I saw these guys at a local tavern yesterday. They drank the place dry. They were playing Allman Brothers all night long in the jukebox. Ended up getting into a fight with everybody in Clean House. I got out of there before I got beat up.
Did they have the cowbell?
Yeah, you know what? They did bring the cowbell in later.
Along with Jock Samson, it's Big Bronco McBride. And these are a couple of no-nonsense, beer-drinking, barroom brawling badasses, and quite the antithesis to our other teams involved. And we've seen them have a little fun. We've seen them do a little scrapping. Interesting to see what side we'll get tonight.
Weighing in a combined weight of 669 pounds. From the boiling pits of a piping hot volcano, their guns were swelling up. Perspiration, confusing sensations, pulsating muscles, the voluptuous Vendetta, the hairless and hard, delicious DeMarco, the wolf piglet with a booty that won't quit. And all I want for Christmas is peace in the hood and a man that treats me good.
And Jack, you thought Chibble was long-winded.
He's doing a great job up there. Kind of reminds me of a young Howard Finkel.
There you go. Pedro DeLuca doing a great job. Jimmy DeMarco has done a great job as the minority owner of IWC Wrestling.
Is that Todd Grisham in the front row? Wow, that looks like Todd.
Jimmy DeMarco has a very unique personality all of his own, and he's brought it to the front office of IWC. There you see his tag partner Vendetta. Together they are the Hollywood Balls, and they were here as part of Retro Reunion in October. They were a nostalgia act. They were a one-time deal, Jack, until they captured the tag team titles.
And there are the titles you speak of right there. That's what it's all about. The most coveted prize for any team here in the IWC.
Now, our fourth team was meant to be Flex Appeal. That is late night Nickie Valentino. His partner Bobby Shields unable to be here tonight because he's competing in a lifting competition. Nickie Valentino is solo, and I'm not sure why he's out here.
Wait a minute. Now, unfortunately, for each and every one of you, my partner couldn't be here tonight.
He couldn't be here because he suffered an unfortunate severed external occipital protuberance.
Okay, that's not true. You sever that, you'd be dead.
Doing 1,000-pound snatch to press.
Valentino's been listening to too much of me, I think.
1,000, I know. No, he did 1,000. A whole 1,000 pounds. But what I've decided to do is I've decided not to rob each and every one of you people here in Elizabeth, PA, of what you came for tonight. And what you came for was a luscious muscle buffet.
Luscious?
He's talking to you, Joe.
And I think it's all you can eat, Jack. You might want to take your coat off if you're going to flex a most muscular, pal.
Very astute observation.
Unless he expects the sleeve, unless the sleeves are supposed to rip off.
Now, Joe, help me out for my edification here, but this is one fall to a finish, correct?
I believe so. Oh, and there comes the shirt.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, my. Is Jock Samson going to participate in the muscle buffet? We talked about diverse personalities.
It's getting a little weird in here.
Jack, what happened to my life, Jack?
I don't,
Jack, I used to go to England, Ring of Honor, I got a long resume, and now we got a muscle buffet.
I had all good things to say about the IWC.
Nice quads, though.
Yeah, I mean, great calves.
Yeah.
Look at the muscle separation there. That's what. If you have to haul around a torso that big and that heavy, you're gonna have some big calves.
Well, I'm not sure if Jock would win best abs, but he sure got most abs. And now I think the KnightRiders just want to wrestle. And Remy LaVey getting involved, and hashtag muscle buffet is over.
Good for the KnightRiders. They don't want to participate in this circus. They're not here to have fun. They're here to take home the most coveted prize in the IWC for a tag team.
You were having flashbacks to Sanford, Jack.
Absolutely. It's all about the titles here. And the reason I asked you about the one fall to the finish is you gotta believe in a match like this, the champions are at a major disadvantage because they don't have to be pinned to lose the titles.
Now, I'm assuming, and I may be wrong, that this is now a 3.5-way dance. A 3.5-way dance. As Bronco uses his burly power. Because Valentino is out here as half of his team. What if Valentino wins? What if he's the tag team champion?
Seems to be a lot more questions than answers at this point.
You ain't kidding.
Oh! Come on!
Jock Samson is very old school. His feet don't leave the ground unless they have to.
Jock is a guy who just doesn't care. He's one of the only guys I know.
He has a very finger-based repertoire.
That's right, yeah. Hey, it's effective. Underhanded, but effective.
Oh, big wind-up.
Saw Jock pull in on his Harley Davidson. He's got to be the only guy in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania that rides a Harley in the middle of winter.
Memo to Sam Cassidy, if your opponent beckons you to come here, well, probably shouldn't. But it's Vendetta and DeMarco now. Jack, this is Vendetta's second match since January 2009.
Wow.
But certainly in great physical shape, and I think Vendetta forgot how weird DeMarco was.
Well, we'll see if there's any ring rust on him.
They're ripping chest hair out of Jock Samson's anatomy. And now the Trevor Lowe special, the double Nurple.
This is painful to watch. Oh.
Imagine being involved.
Oh, God. It's called a three-way dance. We've got nipple
Quick,
grabbing.
Jack, count the nipples.
Oh, my God. Again, Joe, let me reiterate. It's getting a little weird in here.
A 12-way nipple clamp. Jack Corpella is currently longing for the days of Tyler Rex and Chris Masters.
I might have to leave just for this match. Did he just kiss him or did he bite him?
Well, I'm not sure how they do it down south. I've seen Deliverance.
This is turning into a real sick kind of S&M type party.
I saw a movie like this from Germany once. You don't want to know how it ends.
You're going to break download records for this match.
It was called 7 Men, 2 Title Belts.
Whoa.
Hey, wrestling!
But again, give the KnightRiders credit.
Oh, yeah. They've somehow kept their focus in all this.
They're not here to play games.
No.
They're not here to grab nipples.
I went to a nipple grabbing competition and a wrestling match broke out.
KnightRiders aren't here to mess around. They're not here.
And Cassidy's still favoring his nipple. Oh my. Well, we've softened up several body parts. Let's go over the strategy here.
We've offended children.
I'm surprised you're still here, Jack.
I gotta admit, I kind of enjoy it.
I'll just slide my chair to the left.
Sure.
But Cassidy, the only one in the ring right now. We have a brawl all over the place. Cassidy's called the natural because of how quick he picked up the game in training.
Whoa!
And it's reasons like that why. Toe pick and helo. I know you weren't allowed to say that move, Jack, in your other job, so I had to help you. Toe pick and helo.
Moves. I gotta say right there, that's why I have the utmost respect for the KnightRiders. Like I said, everybody else is putting on a good show. They're entertaining me. Ha ha ha, the circus. But the KnightRiders are here to accomplish a goal.
I think this just got serious, Jack. Jock is the only one in the ring.
Oh no, please no. Please.
Jock, get up five! The Appalachian Outlaw pulling out all stops. And now Valentino, the only half of his team. I'm not sure if he's the flex or the appeal.
I feel like there's way too many distractions right now for all these competitors.
Now Valentino's just the pancake.
I mean, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but somebody's got to get it in the ring to win the title.
Yes, that will happen eventually.
Is there any type of count being issued here by the ref?
I'll tell you what, when we developed this Norm Connors Invitational Scramble, these were not the kind of matches we had in mind. But it's damn sure fun.
Oh!
Sam counters the hip toss. And Jock still wrestling in his hat.
Great show of power by Jock.
Oh, look out.
Oh, wait a minute.
Former wrestler CJ Sensation got it.
Just put his hand on the official. Jock got to be careful. He can be disqualified.
Vendetta, Remy. Jock fashions himself the master of the hip toss, and there goes his partner.
Don't get in his way.
Why are this? What is happening? Roll up. 2. Wait a second.
Here are your winners and still IWC Tag Team Champions, the Hollywood Bowl.
Vendetta outsmarted the pack. After all that, Jack, it was a roll-up.
It certainly was. I gave so much credit to the KnightRiders, but you know what? I think the Hollywood Balls had me fooled. They were the most intelligent competitors tonight. They waited and they seized the opportunity, and that's why they retained the titles here at IWC Winner Takes All.
And quite an unorthodox way of doing it, but Vendetta, man, he's back. Maybe he's here to stay. Tag team champion. Pick up the victory. And Bronco and Jock, KnightRiders left to pick up the pieces. These two teams have a history. They never got settled either. Jock and Bronco beat the hell out of these guys back in August. There may be another day for these two tag teams. But the Delicious One, who we didn't even mention hardly that he's supposed to be the minority owner of this company, still a champion, still a competitor. Valentino's slipping out of here. And I'm not sure what we could see left here in the tag team scene. We've seen it all in this matchup, Jack, including a busted and detached external occipital protuberance.
I don't think Jock knows what happened. Hey, he's ready to...
I don't think we know what happened,
And that's a very good point. I think just now it's sinking into Jock.
Plenty more action still to come. SRO signs went out early. We got more action coming. Our first official taste of Team Big League on the way for a special attraction handicap bout.
This is the first. Weighing the line of 403 pounds. First, wrestling out of Martinsville, West Virginia, here is Joseph Brooks and his tag team partner. Wrestling out of Venice Beach, California, Matthew Johnston.
Joseph Brooks bats about a 200 with those confetti guns. Just so you know.
He's shooting blanks.
Well, you know personally better than I. Joseph Brooks, along with Matthew Justin, the counterculture, anti-establishment man who marches to the beat of his own drum. Matthew Justin is a guy who trained down in NXT, FCW for 6 months, decided the corporate life wasn't for him. He got out of there. He went back to the independents where his heart and soul was, where he stayed ever since. But I kind of wish he hasn't come back. Because Jack Matthew Justin is a man who dislocated the knee of Jimmy Nuts. Nuts has been out of action 5 months, thanks to Team Big League and their efforts to protect John McChesney.
He's devious, he's dangerous. I'm feeling this Led Zeppelin rap that we have on here too. I think Robert Plant may be turning over his grave, but I'm not sure he'd be a fan of this.
Don't let Team Big League manipulate you onto their side. They've done it to so many.
He weighs in at 243 pounds. Wrestling for Rosa, here is
Wow, what a hulking, seek and destroy behemoth. Looks like a young Rick Steiner. What an animal. But for as much as an animal as Asylum appears to be, Joe, a 2-on-1 handicap match, you know, there's not a lot of people that can say they've been successful in this situation.
That's very true, but not many can say that they left the rugby world for wrestling because rugby wasn't aggressive enough. That's Asylum in a nutshell.
I had the opportunity to talk to Asylum before this match, and that's what he said. He said rugby wasn't fun for him. He didn't get to hurt people enough.
Asylum has his history with Team Big League. It was back at Saturday Night Fights in September. John McChesney pinned Asylum. However, the caveat, Justin LaVey had slid in those brass knuckles to John McChesney. That's another reason that people like Chuck Roberts, these fans, on McChesney's case for some of the allegiances and decisions that he has made. Asylum got his rematch against McChesney in November, up in Combat in Clearfield 7. LaVey, he was not a factor. The referee was on him. I believe he was ejected from ringside. And be that as it may, Asylum, he got the victory over McChesney. 1, 2, 3 in the middle. And we are truly seeing, I think, Asylum's true potential just begin to break out. But as you mentioned, what a roadblock. It's hard to beat any 2 stars here in IWC, no matter who you are.
Sure. Well, Joe, I know you're a very cerebral, intelligent gentleman. Tell me, what's the strategy here for Justice and Brooks? Clearly up against the Mastodon, but you have the 2-on-1 advantage. What are you trying to do?
I can tell you Justice's strategy because I've seen him do it. That's take out the leg, take out the knee. Asylum has no weaknesses. You need to create one. Justice did that with Jimmy Nuts in similar circumstances. That was a 3-man gauntlet match, not a 2-on-1 handicap match. But either way, Justice used the fatigue of Nuts to his advantage, and Jimmy Nuts is still out of action.
Well, I would say it would be intimidating to be in this type of matchup, but Asylum certainly doesn't appear to be afraid, doesn't appear to be scared. Seems to relish this opportunity.
Oh, Asylum's an adventurer through and through. He's not going to be intimidated by anything.
And speaking of intimidation,
and Joseph Brooks doesn't want any part of Asylum. And it's the formidable team. Justice, a former Super Indy champion. Brooks, a former co-holder of the tag team title.
And this is what Justice and Brooks need to do. They need to utilize the quick tags.
Not this. They don't need to do this.
No, this is not part of the playbook here.
Got a break. He's in the ropes. He broke.
That's one way to break the hold.
And he broke into Brooks' nose. Bobby Williams, the official. Jay Worthington Farnsworth, my colleague, who's not here right now. He'd be happy to see Bobby Williams here. I heard a rumor you locked Farnsworth in the trunk of your car. Is that true?
You know, I don't want to talk about that. There may be some authorities listening to this broadcast.
See, because he put me in a trunk in October. That's why I wasn't here. So I appreciate that, Just Desserts. You're looking out for me, bud. I appreciate it.
I got your back. Jack's got your back.
There you go. Got the catchphrase. T-shirts, baby.
Speaking of back,
yeah.
you may have a broken back here. That'll take out your C5, C6. I don't actually know what that means. I've heard my chiropractor say it before.
God.
Wow.
You can hear that ring practically buckle upon impact.
This could be it. Must feel like getting hit with a pickup truck.
And Brooks on the outside.
So far, Justice and Brooks have been terribly ineffective.
And here's something that I'm curious to see. Justin LaBar not at ringside. Is LaBar putting all of his eggs in the RJ City basket or perhaps the John McChesney basket later tonight? Is he forgetting about his Asylum issue that he created when he gave McChesney the brass knucks in September?
Well, far be it from me to understand that strategy by LaBar, but I know Justice and Brooks probably don't appreciate it because right now they could use all the help they could get, especially in this situation. Look out, Asylum on the loose.
Yeah, perhaps an arm.
Finally. Wait a minute.
Justice outsmarts the opposition. And Asylum, I mean, when you've got a man that size building up that much momentum, tough to stop him. Justice's boot caught him flush. Justice pretty proud of himself.
Certainly is. Don't talk too much smack, though, Justice. The tide has finally turned in this matchup.
And can Brooks follow through? First, can he get Asylum back into the ring? That's difficult in itself.
Oh.
Now back in. Asylum stirring, though. Brooks
Over here.
into the cover as quick as he can, but you can see the power out
Sure.
of it.
You're not going to get a powerhouse like Asylum without at least hooking a leg.
And how quick did Brooks tag out? Justice is the bigger of the two.
No, not even close. Not even a half count.
Justice probably, maybe 6'2" or so, 225 pounds.
Big man, very imposing, very athletic. Oh! Wow, did you hear that impact?
Again, you can hear the ring practically buckle. Justice looks like a small man next to Asylum. That's the thing. Gotta wonder if Brooks or Justice will factor in later tonight as well. Will they make it to later tonight? I know, Jack, you're not a big fan. What cover of the ring? You're not a big fan of Justin LaBar.
You know, Justin LaBar, you got to respect what he's done with the Chair Shot reality show and everything, but lately here in the IWC, his ego has just spiraled out of control, and he's made a lot of enemies.
Justice, certainly one of the allies LaBar has counted on. I know Justice got a pretty hefty cash bonus for the dirty deeds he's carried out. LaBar and Justice and the rest have done a great job of thinning the herd when it comes to opposition. You got to wonder if a chop like that could even hurt such a thick anatomy like Asylum.
Oh, they hurt. Trust me, I've talked to some of the strongest guys around, and they'll tell you those chops hurt just as bad as anything.
Well, Asylum was able to respond in kind.
I've talked to competitors that said they'd rather take a power bomb. Hold on a second here. We'll just do it. Then match up against Ric Flair for obvious reasons. Those chops are excruciating.
Reverse chin lock by Matthew Justice.
Well, I'm wondering if Asylum now is hoping he's back in his rugby days and had someone to hand off the ball to.
We use another monsoon-ism. Justice focusing on where the ramus of the mandible articulates with the mandibular fossa of the temporal bone.
Very impressive. You can throw any Gorilla Monsoon references you want at me. The best ever, in my opinion.
Are you sure you won't hightail it out of here?
That's another great one.
Brooks tagged in. And Asylum's in big-time trouble here. Asylum, outside of IWC, is used to being in a tag team. I've seen the Flatliners, Asylum and his partner in Ring of Honor many times, but Asylum out on his own, and certainly a guy that much bigger, you're going to get fatigued faster.
That certainly appears to be the case, Joe. Asylum, dazed. Look at that right there. A mental mistake. Asylum just not there tonight. Oh!
Well, Brooks was able to hang on, and now Asylum hanging on to Brooks.
Wow! Oh goodness.
Twisting.
That's gotta be it.
Uranagi, backbreaker, Justice. Miscue hits his own man. And Asylum fighting for his life here. It's now literally 2-on-1 with both Team Big League members in. And
Justice continues to do more damage to his partner.
Asylum using his opposition as an offensive weapon. Down goes Justice. Here comes Brooks.
What an impressive display of power. Will that do it?
No. And there's the danger, one of many dangers of a 2-on-1 match. How do you neutralize both of your opponents?
Sure.
At one time.
And again, the official here certainly not trying to get one of the individuals out of the ring. Justice and Brooks taking advantage of this opportunity for a 2-on-1.
Well, LeBar's done a great job of throwing his weight around and intimidating many of these officials.
Did LeBar pay this official off? Check this out, Joe. Is this just me? What kind of lazy effort is that to get one man out of the ring?
Well, I agree with you. I don't think it's the most ideal of circumstances.
Oh!
But check out Asylum.
Justice and Brooks continue to do more damage to each other.
Roll up. Look at this. Brooks breaks the fall.
Wait a minute.
Both are pinned. No. Could you imagine if Asylum could pin both men at once?
That almost looked like all three men were pinned. I think I saw 6 shoulders down.
Justice connects high around the temple of Asylum. Couldn't take the big man down, but he's woozy. Using the corner for support. Asylum not all there at all. Check this out. Brooks sent into Justice. And Asylum with a backbreaker. Well, that was a dangerous miscue between Brooks and Justice a moment ago.
Oh, what a power bomb. Will that do it?
That'll be it. Asylum survives the field. First, the pinfall win over John McChesney, and now taking out McChesney's most trusted hired henchman at once.
Justice and Brooks had the big man woozy for a little bit, but tonight Asylum reigns supreme. He shows everybody why he's got some of the most supreme strength and best cardio in the IWC.
And we're still going to raise that bar even further at Winner Take All, moments away. We're going to see Façade and Palace. That ladder match going to be underway, but Team Big League left to pick up the pieces. Could this be a bad omen of things to come later tonight, Jack?
Boy, it's sure not looking good for Team LeBar.
And Justice, as blasé as he normally is, helping out his boy now, but this could be an omen for Team Big League as they enter into a huge matchup later on in the broadcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Worthington Farnsworth here with the Founding Fathers. I'm here to ask a very important question. Later tonight when you square up against the Faces of Change and VIP, your careers are on the line. But I gotta address the elephant in the room. For a while, no one has seen Justin Idol. Not here tonight, not in the past several months.
Look, new guy! We saw 3 names on the contract. He'll be here tonight.
Faces of Change! 3 months ago, when you wanted to take us out, all you did was wake us up. You want to ruin our careers. Tonight, we're going to ruin the bone structure of your faces. For 3 months, we've done nothing but breathe the crimson air of combat. For 3 months, I've marinated my brain in the juices of my biggest fears from 4 deployments. Tonight, we're gonna show you what that feels like. Jimmy effing Vegas. No matter what happens tonight, I wanna thank you, my brother, for always having my back. But tonight, we go to war!
A lot going on behind the scenes. Founding Fathers, a man down for the first time in their history, unaware of the whereabouts of Justin Idol. How will that affect one of our feature matchups later tonight? But talk about a feature. Talk about high risk, next level, and personal stakes. You got to be talking about the Super Indy title and the ladder match we're about to witness.
Joe, I have goosebumps. I am so excited. I cannot wait. One of the most exciting matchups in all of sports entertainment. One of the most dangerous matchups.
Sports entertainment, we're in pro wrestling here, buddy.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Not a dirty word in IWC. I've been so disappointed in Façade over the past couple of months. For years, he was the embodiment of Super Indy, a 3-time Super Indy champion, if I'm indeed correct. He won his first Super Indy title in this building at this event in a 4-way ladder match. Could that be an omen of Façade's rise back to prominence?
Façade getting comfortable already, perched on that ladder, and that is the objective in this matchup, to climb that ladder and secure the championship title. What, Joe, some 20 feet above the ring at least. It takes a special kind of individual even to agree to this type of matchup.
Façade is absolutely that kind. He is high risk, high octane, devil may care. He knows no boundaries, no limits, and will sacrifice it all to win. But in Façade's eyes, that sacrifice has not been rewarded. The respect he feels he deserves from these fans and the competition from a rising shooting star has turned Façade sour, whining, complaining, kvetching. Façade feels more entitlement than he does earning his spot in recent months, and it's a damn shame.
They say resentment is rocket fuel for success, and that could be the case tonight for Façade.
And you can see a lot of Andrew Palace supporters front and center. Façade has been increasingly hostile towards these fans and Palace himself. Andrew Palace, his big wave of momentum started at Winner Take All last year when he defeated our teacher, Matt Stryker, one-on-one to qualify for Super Indy. Ever since then, it's been a meteoric rise, culminating this past September when Palace became #1 contender for the Super Indy title, and October when he beat RJ City. But that moment was marred forever when Façade literally and figuratively left his mark on Andrew Palace, covering him in spray paint. Palace claims Façade is jealous. Façade can't handle there's a new kid on the block, and Façade is bitter that Palace earned an opportunity before Façade could. Many claim there is a very legitimate gripe to that, but we have a very split crowd as well.
Yeah, Paul is kind of the John Cena, if you will, here in the IWC.
Oh, he's not that bad.
Half the crowd loves him, half the crowd's against him.
No, Palace.
It reminds me of Rocky IV right now.
This story has been very polarizing. You're right, Jack. There has been a groundswell of support for Palace, but I feel like some fans may think Palace is still unproven. Some people may think Palace is a fluke, as there you see the prize perched high above.
That's what it's all about. Men have sacrificed their bodies, blood, sweat, and tears in order to achieve the greatest prize in the IWC.
It started with one man in Monroeville, Pennsylvania in 2002. We've been through Styles, Sabin, Keenan, McChesney, and many others. And Façade, he went for the Arashikage driver early, and Palace had a quick counter. Palace has felt that many a time before. Façade has beaten Palace one-on-one. I don't believe Palace has beaten Façade one-on-one. Oh, Palace went for that jump-up DDT early. Both men are breaking out the hits.
Joe, anytime I see these ladders, it takes me back to my childhood when Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon revolutionized this ladder match. But something that I think really speaks to the danger of this matchup is that Shawn Michaels will admit he doesn't want to be involved in that match ever again. Shawn Michaels will admit that the ladder match shortened his career. It was the cause for many, many surgeries.
And Façade in the prime of his career now. Palace in his very early 20s, still coming into his own. Tonight could be his night. The future could become the present, if it hasn't already. And certainly, again, there's a lot of conjecture and debate. Was Palace a one-hit wonder, or can he solidify his position on top?
Lefts and rights, lefts and rights. I don't think I've seen a hold yet. Good old-fashioned barroom brawl right now.
And imagine the amount of pain and punishment you have to lay on your opponent to keep him down long enough to climb a ladder in a moving surface like a wrestling ring.
And that's what's really interesting, because competitors like Façade are known for absorbing a tremendous amount of pain and continuing to keep going.
Yeah. Façade beat Sami Callihan for his second Super Indy title, now known as Solomon Crowe in NXT. Beat Tony Nese, survived Super Indy. Façade's been in the finals of the Super Indy tournament 3 years in a row. No one else in history can say that in 13 years. That shows you, to your point, the resiliency, the staying power of the Neon Ninja Façade. But Palace has grown up in his own right. He outgrew the STDs, left that group, went out on his own, and has proved a lot of critics wrong. But his greatest critic certainly is Façade. Check out the agility of a Palace.
Tremendous athleticism.
That's a Façade specialty, that Matrix-style spin kick. Palace had it scouted.
Oh!
And an overhead with a neckmare. Goes Palace. And I just got a hunch, Jack, we're going to be here for a while. And that's not a bad thing.
I agree wholeheartedly. And another thing that's interesting is, so many of these competitors, especially these two, especially Façade, have looked up to Matt Hardy over the years. Matt Hardy is the guy who's revolutionized the ladder match. They're probably thinking Matt Hardy may have his eye on this match from the back. And what a treat that would be. What a sign of respect and homage to Hardy to come out here and to perform in the ladder match.
When you've got talent like Matt Hardy on the card, when you've got a jam-packed crowd like this, when you've got the stakes, to paraphrase another announcer, when the lights are on bright, you step it up big.
Well, it's fitting that you bring up Jim Ross, because it would be like us doing commentary in front of Jim Ross. That's how meaningful this match is to these two superstars in front of the great Matt Hardy.
I'd rather call it with Jim Ross, not necessarily in front of him, but I see your point. Well, watch Palace. Atomic drop on the floor right to the tailbone, and there's a ladder perched right there. We're going to slingshot.
Oh, no. Oh, my.
And Palace hit his own head on the way down. That's dangerous.
Both these individuals are risk takers. They love to gamble. I talked to Façade earlier. He said he's been getting involved in skydiving, loves freestyle motocross, anything that gets the adrenaline pumping.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anything will get the adrenaline pumping like this match.
Oh, there's no substitution for the adrenaline of the ring.
Oh, please, I can't watch, Joe.
Well, Palace obviously can't reach the title from the outside.
Seems these two individuals are just more focused on inflicting pain right now, doling out punishment.
And again.
Hey! Are you kidding me? Let's hope those fans are okay.
What the hell are you doing, Façade?
Façade has no regard for the fans here in IWC.
And Façade's had a lot of unkind things to say about Andrew Palace fans, but that's over the line.
And look, it's endeared him to the rest of the crowd. This fan base is split between Façade and Palace.
Façade has been, he's been like a pouting child lately. But I think some of these fans maybe respect that edge.
It's not CM Punk, is it? Must be a CM Punk fan.
You're seeing a lot of delusions out there tonight.
I'm having flashbacks.
Rather punkier than Grisham.
Yeah.
Now Façade going to try to scale the ladder, and that's smart. Palace had to climb over the guardrail back into the ring. Façade's got extra time. Palace interrupts. And I got to admit, I did not expect the crowd to be quite like this. We've seen a very pro-Palace crowd in recent months. And I can't say I personally agree with the attitudes of Façade leading up to and certainly a moment ago in this matchup.
The ladder can be used as a tool, it can be used as a weapon. Façade has his eyes on the prize. Are we nearing the end, Joe?
Palace is there.
Oh no!
Façade has impeccable balance. Right back up top, he can still get there.
Well, balance won't help you with a right hand square in the nose.
And another thing to note, Jack, I don't believe the other side of that ladder is meant for climbing. I could be wrong.
No, it's not.
It's just another dangerous aspect. Palace could not give chase to Façade. He had to find a way to knock him off.
These two individuals are very ingenuitive, very innovative. Look for them to find different ways. If there's a way to reach that coveted title above the ring, they'll find it.
Palace for weaponry. Sidestep by Façade. Hey!
That doesn't feel
As Jayworth would say, the mommy-daddy button becomes a target.
I'm surprised Façade is taking so much time here. He has his opponent down, wounded, in a very vulnerable position. Go for the title. Oh.
And again, after that low blow, a very surprising reaction from these people. Some appreciate what Façade's done over the years. Some feel it's time for new blood. Digging into the eyes, burying the head. No way to land there that feels good.
Can you imagine what it would feel like having your back slammed into a steel ladder?
Imagine the edges of those rungs just dug up and down your back. And now a Palace sandwich with steel on either side.
As we alluded to, this is a match that will change both of these gentlemen forever. We're going to feel this one for years to come. Oh no.
And Palace, I believe, elevated the ladder up into Façade as Façade was in midair. And it looks like it connected ribs first.
Façade may have some cracked ribs right now. I'm not so sure Façade will be able to continue.
And certainly...
Joe, you've spoken to his toughness, but there's a saying, and that's pain makes cowards of us all.
Having that rib injury is certainly going to affect your ability to climb as well. And credit to Palace knowing the resolve of Façade, knowing it's not time to climb yet. You got to do something certainly pretty spectacular in order to keep one of these men down. Façade puts the brakes on.
Oh!
I don't know if Façade was aware that ladder was behind him. Now he does.
Beautiful super kick. Shades of Shawn Michaels there.
Great flexibility by Façade. He's the recklessness of life on the streets with the discipline of the Japanese martial arts. And he's got great neck strength. Those bridging exercises. Check out the balance. Oh!
10 minutes gone by in this contest, 10 minutes.
We heard the announcement, Joe. There are 10 minutes gone, and we've yet to see either superstar really attempt to grab the title.
An impressive feat of balance a moment ago by Façade. And notice Façade caught Palace in the face. A subtle kick on the way down. You want to use another JR-ism, the educated feet of Façade certainly has been his strongest ally through the years.
Nicely done.
But can Palace adjust? Can Palace climb?
Palace just steps away. This could be it.
Literally trying to climb the ladder to success.
I don't know if Façade's healthy enough to thwart this attempt. Oh!
now. Façade just dropped the hand of Palace on that ladder. Palace is reaching.
Oh, my.
But couldn't get there in time. The further you climb up the ladder, the more careful you have to be not to fall because this ring is shaking. It is moving. Oh, jeez. Could have broken his neck.
Oh, the agony, the pain. And Joe, you know somewhere in the back, Matt Hardy is watching this with a smile on his face.
Palace is not moving. His neck got sandwiched.
Both of these competitors leaving it all out in the middle of the ring. Who will be the first to reach the title?
Oh, they are neck and neck, a symbol of how they've been in the Super Division.
Was that a twist of fate from the top of the ladder?
A modified neckbreaker, certainly shades of some of the ladder greats of years gone by. And the respect from this crowd is very apparent. Super Indy has always been about pushing your body beyond its normal limits. We've seen people pass out from pain. We've seen people bleed. We've seen people break bones in these Super Indy encounters.
What happens if neither of these competitors are able to get to the top rung and grab the championship title?
I think that may mean both these men have deceased. That's the only way you gotta go to keep these men out. Façade lives and breathes that title. Palace lives and breathes this business, wants that next level. Palace.
Oh no. Oh my goodness.
Façade aimed that right for the feet or maybe the hands.
Oh goodness, Joe. What we've seen already will take hours at the chiropractor, hours of physical therapy, hours in the ice tub, and we have yet to declare a winner.
Well, I think we may be about to, Jack. This match will be over. And again, it's a volatile atmosphere here in Elizabeth.
And this is where the self-proclaimed adrenaline junkie Façade is really feeling it. Look how he's suddenly come to life. He feels that victory may be in his grasp. That's why Façade no longer feels the pain.
What is Andrew Palace feeling, though?
Whoa.
Palace is stirring. That's a great sign that there's no serious long-term damage, but my God. Façade maybe trying to send Palace into that ring post.
Well, a lot of competitors will tell you when they're out there under the bright lights and they hear the fans cheering them on and you're running on adrenaline, you don't feel the pain quite in the same way that you may in another situation. But I guarantee you they'll feel it later on tonight.
Yeah. And I guarantee you Palace is feeling it now. And, oh geez.
This young man has such a promising future. I would hate to see it ended here. The IWC Winner Takes All.
And I'm having flashbacks again to that previous ladder match. Logan Shulo, M-Dog Matt Cross, Hallowicked. They were Façade's victims on that night. Wait a second. Façade has Andrew Palace's goggles. Andrew's most prized, beloved possession. And this is just a slap in the face.
Yeah, Façade not even going for the victory here. You can tell this is so personal. This is about so much more than just the championship. The resentment and the disdain that these two competitors have for one another.
What, Palace is up. Palace is awakened.
Well, if you insult a man enough, if you offend a man enough, he'll retaliate.
And I think Palace just noticed the goggles and exploding with right hands to Façade.
15 minutes gone by in this contest. 15 minutes.
Oh my! What impact!
And now Façade in trouble. Façade may not be sure where he is after that whirlwind of fisticuffs from Andrew Palace.
Palace got in a lot of great shots, but again, Joe, I'm baffled that neither one of these competitors is immediately going for the win.
What the hell is Palace doing here? Façade doesn't want to wait around to find out.
In a match like this, it's possible to get punch drunk.
Oh, easily.
I'm not so sure either one of these competitors understands where they're at right now. They're in a fight for their lives.
That's a great point.
Is anybody going to have the wherewithal to climb that ladder and grab the title?
And again, both men with their cheer. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh please no!
That's
please
it!
No!
A Rashikage driver!
Oh! That's it! Ring the damn bell, Joe. I've seen enough. I can't see these careers end like this.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
I've seen a lot of things in my near 12 years here, but I cannot remember an impact, a landing as breathtaking, as scary as that is.
Hollis and Façade, they're entertaining the heck out of all these fans here in this arena, and that's what it's all about. But again, Joe, we know this is the last night for Chuck Roberts. Do we really want to see this be the last night?
Jack, I'm all for entertainment, but these guys are killing each other out here.
That's what I'm
You gotta draw the line.
These two young men with promising futures. It could be all over right here. And at what cost?
And I question Façade's motives. Knowing about that young man, what I've known these past couple months about how he views Andrew Palace.
Façade has his wits about him. Is he able to...
Look at Palace. Palace put the goggles on.
I don't know if Palace knows where he's at right now.
Well, I think Palace is seeing the world a little differently.
Oh!
Are you kidding me?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, with authority. What a power bomb off the ladder. Climb the ladder, Palace.
This is your time, kid. These chances may be once in a career. One chance to live your dream. Wait a second. Palace not looking at the belt.
It's about more than a championship.
Palace has never hit that maneuver. The goggles on in the splash. He's missed every time for 2 years. But tonight, the biggest match of his career, Palace finally connects.
Joe, I noticed something there, though. Palace was looking for the 3 count on that. He's not in his right mind right now. Perhaps finally coming to and realizing he's in a ladder match, realizing what's at stake, what has to be done to accomplish a victory tonight.
Well, if there's any time, it's now. You gotta climb. Your Super Indy dreams are a fingertip away.
Great defense by Façade.
Façade stirring. All you had to do is shake that ladder, put Palace off balance. Could this...
Oh.
And again, Façade.
Time to destroy the ladder.
Yeah,
it's not going to help either competitor.
Can't climb that opposing side, but he's going to try.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Both men reaching simultaneously.
Just centimeters away.
His fingers tips are on the title. Oh, no. Is that a can of spray paint?
No.
Façade's got the spray paint. He just hit Palace in the head.
Don't do it.
I think he's going for the eyes.
This could permanently blind a man.
But Palace has the goggles. Palace with the goggles. The goggles did come in handy after all these years. And Palace, can he get... Palace has the title. Andrew Palace was dismissed for years as a goof, as a comedian, as a second-tier player. But the object of that ridicule came to be the secret to his success. And Andrew Palace retains the Super Indy title.
Absolutely, Joe. Anybody thought those goggles were a fraud, or a gimmick, if you will. Palace disagrees. Wow, Joe, I literally have goosebumps from what we just watched right here. 2 incredible athletes reflected all in the center of the ring. I will never forget IWC Winner Takes All 2014. Incredible.
And neither will Andrew Palace. He is the man in the Super Indy division, and Façade, whether he likes it or not, must come to grips. The world does not revolve around him. He's had an incredible run, a hell of a run. But this night, this moment, Andrew Palace is the better man.
What's going on here, maybe even willing to shake his competitor's hand.
And this is the moment that Palace was robbed from in October. Façade ruined that celebration, but Palace finally gets that moment in the sun.
Façade is still having a very tough time getting back to his feet.
Well, I think Façade will have a tough time physically as well as mentally with dealing with this matchup after it sinks in.
Say what you will, but there's an awful lot of mutual respect between these two.
Well, I'm not so sure about that after these past few months. You can see Façade is still very heated. Do the right thing, Façade. It's been a tumultuous few months, but you got your chance.
Exactly what I'm talking about, Joe. You cannot like your opponent, you can hate your opponent, you can have disdain for your opponent, but after a match like that, there is mutual respect.
A stern handshake, but one that comes with a warning. Perhaps some premonition of future battles to be fought. But as we said tonight, Andrew Palace, a coming of age, comes into his own. He's no fluke. He's your Super Indy champion. Delaney, one of the most outspoken individuals over the past couple of months, stemming from his surprising betrayal of his tag team partner and good friend Keith Haught. They were tag team champions together, but the frustration over Colin not being able to achieve the accolades he felt he deserved caused Colin to turn tail and blame his partner on everything. And this tag team, formerly known as Hot and Cute, explodes tonight.
Well, it's very appropriate that Colin is outspoken. Here's a little-known Delaney fact. Did you know Delaney started as an announcer, as a commentator?
I did not know that.
Rochester, New York. Don't ask me why I know that.
I thought you were just prepared and did research. And here's the song we're accustomed to. And I don't agree with Colin Delaney's assessment that Keith Haught was the weak link. Keith Haught certainly was a big part of that tag team title reign. Keith Haught was nearly the Super Indy champion. Last July, he had RJ City beat. The decision was reversed on a technicality. But it looked like Keith Haught was going to have a big-time singles moment, and in my estimation, it was that success in the singles division that really helped trigger the jealousy of Colin Delaney.
And just take a look at the weight disparity. Keith outweighing Colin by about 100 pounds.
And let's look at the body language, too. Keith is all about fun.
I'd rather not look at that body language.
All about entertaining. Colin has been stoic and serious this whole time.
You're not going to intimidate Colin.
Well, not at all. We've seen Colin stand up to some of the biggest giants in the history of this business. We saw him spit in the face of Tommy Dreamer when he turned his back on him. So
sure.
Shouldn't be surprising that Colin showed his true colors again.
Oh! Colin's certainly not one to back down, but sometimes maybe even to a fault. Oh!
Colin has said, quote, "I plucked you from obscurity. I took you to the tag titles. You had no killer instinct. You reminded me of a younger me, but you weren't good enough."
Whoa! What elevation!
And Keith has all those quotes in the back of his mind now as he tries to fight to prove his detractor and his former friend wrong.
Beautiful clothesline. Colin in big trouble here in the early going. You know, we talked about how tough Colin is and how he doesn't back down. He may have bitten off a little more than he could chew in the early going. Maybe not prepared for Keith.
Well, if anybody knows Keith Haught, it should be Colin Delaney.
Sure.
But if Colin is going to underestimate the man he fought so many battles with, they beat the founding fathers for the Tag Team Championship. That is a huge, huge deal. And if Colin is going to forget all that and be that myopic towards his viewpoint, we may see Keith Haught get that big singles win.
Well, there's where the cerebral side of Colin comes to play. He was not wasting his time out there. That was the equivalent of a timeout in football. Colin was gathering his thoughts. And he's in trouble once again with the big man. Oh.
There's nothing about Keith Haught that's orthodox, I should say. But it works for him. And Keith is firing away. But Colin able to counter out. Check this out. The big man can move.
Innovative offense from Keith.
Keep in mind that top rope splash.
I don't know about that kick.
Well,
that one missed by about 3 feet.
If it would have connected, it would have been some heavy business.
Sure.
But keep in mind that hot mess, that top rope splash by Keith Haught.
Sure.
That's done a lot of damage in its own right. And Colin knows he's seen that win many a tag matchup, so he should have it scouted. Honestly, I think many of these fans are still in shock and awe over that ladder match we just witnessed, too.
One of the greatest matches I've ever seen. My hat is off to everybody here at the IWC. It's been an emotional night, and certainly a shocker to find out that this is the last night for Chuck Roberts, a man who's meant so much to this organization.
But we don't know the new hierarchy, the new regime going forward.
Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet for me. I mean, this is my first time here, and to realize that it's the end for Chuck, a guy who's meant everything to the IWC. It's a bit of a sad send-off.
Took what Norm Connors had built throughout the 2000s, continued it here into the 2010s. 5 great years in Colin, with Keith Haught's bear cat hat, for lack of a better term. Keith Haught taking umbrage with that.
And you know that a lot of these competitors are so proud, they want to make sure that they perform to the top of their ability on Chuck's last night.
Jack Lovell with me. Are you the new owner of IWC?
I'm not going to disclose that right now.
You've been a Pittsburgh guy as long as I've known you. It's the first time you're here. Chuck stepping down, it's a little coincidental.
All I'm going to say is I've talked to Chuck about a few things. So I'm going to leave it at that. You know, if you followed the sale of the Bills recently, you realize that everybody's got to put in their bid. Donald Trump had a shot. Bon Jovi had a shot.
They were all bidding for the company?
Like I said, I don't want to disclose too much here. I may be a little bit more in the know than you know, Joe.
Oh, maybe so. Well, I'd love to be in the know about why Colin Delaney feels that Keith Haught was holding him back. That's certainly not the way I saw things at all. And Delaney, this is just a smash-mouth, aggressive contest. There's no finesse, there's no technical skill about what we're seeing at all.
Oh! No. Oh my, tremendous maneuver. Will that do it? Delaney, arrogant, taking his time. Hooks a leg. 2.5. Now, from everybody I've talked to that knew Colin Delaney back in those early Rochester commentator days, I'll say that Delaney's really changed. The fame went to his head. The fact that he was on WWE television for a little bit, he throws that in people's faces. He thinks he's better than other people.
Did you witness that change being at WWE at the same time as Colin?
I've heard from some of his close friends that we don't know who Colin Delaney is anymore. He used to hang out with us. He used to want to go out after shows. Now they said he takes a limo to and from each of the matches.
And still calling himself the extremely cute wrestler, ECW for short.
Colin may be stuck in a time gone by. Hold on.
Well,
whoa!
Colin to the outside.
Can't take anything away from that young man's athletic ability.
I think he's looking for style points.
Colin Delaney taking control of this matchup early on.
But again, notice that just arrogant swagger of Colin that he's walking away from his man. He's turning his back on his opponent. It's almost as if he feels Keith Haught is not a threat.
Oh,
no. There's a wake-up call for you, buddy.
Well, you're going to have a hard time finding a chair at this sold-out event.
Yeah, Colin was looking for...
Colin was looking for something.
A weapon to do some increased destruction. Keith Haught with a suicide dive. All a zone, matching Colin move for move.
Oh, my. But it's sad, Joe. It's sad to see how fame can go to a man's head. Gets a little exposure on national television, and you go from a nice guy to a vicious, rotten, foul individual. From all indications, that's what I've been told from his colleagues, Colin's colleagues, what he's turned into.
And this is obviously not a no disqualification match. And Keith is looking at his former friend. Keith is such a nice guy. He's so quiet outside the ring. Can he bring himself to do this?
Colin's imploring him to hit him. Are you kidding me? Has Colin lost his mind?
Keith doesn't play by those rules. But sometimes a man's got to stand up for himself. What? No. Keith couldn't do it.
Oh! 5-finger front.
But now Keith Haught explodes.
Now, what's the rationale there, Joe? Why wouldn't Keith hit him with a chair? If Colin wanted it.
You see, Keith is not a kind of guy that wants to win like that, and I think he still looks at Colin Delaney as his friend. As out of date as that concept may be. And he got the kick that time.
Wait a minute.
Oh, no.
Small package.
Out of nowhere, but couldn't put him away.
Now, do you think Colin knows Keith well enough psychologically that he knew that he could manipulate him, that Keith wasn't going to hit him with the chair?
I think that's a great assessment, Jack, and I think Colin didn't expect that flurry from Keith afterwards. I think Colin tried to back Keith into a bit of a submissive stance.
Hold on. That'll do it.
And it worked in the long term. Delaney victorious.
Here is your winner, Colin Delaney.
And I'll tell you what, give credit to Keith Haught, because the man stood up for himself. He stood in the face of his detractor, stood in the face of his former friend and partner, and showed he wasn't going to back down.
Sure.
And Colin's is a little bit more experienced. He maybe was a little bit more psychologically sound, a little bit less emotionally driven. And that allowed Colin Delaney to get the victory. And it looks like we're not done with Colin Delaney at this point in time.
I am hardcore.
Yeah. You know what? Man, that felt good. Nothing feels better. Nothing feels better than tying up loose ends. Man. Nothing feels better than just getting rid of a problem. You know? You're having a problem. Nothing feels better than when you have that problem and you get rid of it. Like I just did. Now in my 12 years wrestling, I haven't had a whole lot of loose ends I still need to tie up. But man, oh man, that one felt good. So you know what? Let's, if you guys are into it, if they'll let me. Hey,
When's the next show?
January 24th, next show. Okay, what say IWC lets me try to tie up another loose end? There's one guy that I really never got my chance to get it back against, and it still burns me to this day. So, if he is man enough, January 24th, in this building, what say Tommy Dreamer comes down to the court time and we finish this thing once and for all.
Tommy Dreamer? The Tommy Dreamer?
If he's man enough, if he's got it in him to come here and fight me, after seeing what I just did to Keith, if he's got it, he should bring it. You know what, Tommy? Listen to me. Tommy, where's the camera? Where's the camera? Tommy, if you're man enough, come down to the court time on the 24th. You got no reason to. You got yours on me. So listen, I'll sweeten the pot. Let's go. Extreme rules. Me and you. One more time, brother.
Did Colin Delaney just call out Tommy Dreamer, the innovator of violence, under Extreme Rules?
I can tell you this, if Tommy Dreamer accepts, Colin better not get down on his knees and beg Tommy Dreamer to hit him with a chair, because I think the result will be a little different.
Well, you talked about Colin Delaney maybe having some past transgressions stuck in his mind. I think we found that out for a fact. We'll get word from Tommy Dreamer, hopefully on IWCWrestling.com. Colin Delaney, the extremely cute wrestler, going to take on the man, potentially, who certainly left a whole new, different meaning to ECW. Could we see it at the start of 2015?
Nothing here to see, just a kid like me, trying to cut some teeth, trying to figure it out. Nothing better to do when I'm stuck on you. I'm here trying to figure it out. Getting hard to sleep, blood is in my dreams. Love is killing me, trying to figure it out. Nothing better to do when I'm stuck on you. I'm still in here trying to figure it out. I let it go, cause I won't see you later when we're not allowed to talk it out. I said I'd go, put myself on the show, but I'm still trying to figure it out. I broke my shoe, take a bet on you, but you didn't know I planned it out. I said I'd go, yeah, I won't see you later when we're not allowed to figure it out. Nothing here to see, just a kid like me, trying to cut some teeth, trying to figure it out. Nothing better to do when I'm stuck on you. I'm still here trying to figure it out. I let it go, cause I won't see you later when we're not allowed to talk it out. I said I'd go, put myself on slow, but I'm still trying to figure it out. I broke my shoe, take a bet on you, but you didn't know I planned it out. I said I'd go, yeah, I won't see you later when we're not allowed to figure it out.
RJ, Dalton, RJ, Dalton.
Ladies and gentlemen, fresh out the box, the Bryan singles match. It's scheduled for one fall, and it's for the IWC Winner Championship. Introducing first the challenger, in the body charisma, just in the floor. He weighs in 235 pounds, MC on the line, the most penetrating man in pro wrestling.
This is the championship matchup, Jack, that we have all looked forward to. Perhaps two of the most dominant men, perhaps the most dominant men in IWC over the past year. RJ City broke what many have called the Super Indy curse. He went coast to coast in that field. First man in history to do it. And once he lost that Super Indy title, he immediately tried to upgrade, immediately focusing on Dalton Castle and the IWC Championship. And it's hard to argue the track record and success of RJ City.
I don't mean to be rude, my tubby little friend, but that's not how you say my name. And if you don't know how to say my name by now,
then you're as dumb as you look. You know, the name of the show is Winner Takes All. And I gotta say, I kind of disagree with that title. I disagree with that title because there is not one damn thing I would take from this building. I won't take any of your applause. I won't take any of your respect. I sure as hell wouldn't take you home. You want to know why? It's because I'm not a taker. I am a giver. I do nothing but give. I keep giving, and I give some more. I give you charisma. I give you this beautiful face. And I give you entertainment like you have never seen. And ladies and gentlemen, sorry to say it, but I'm about to give a peacock a broken freaking neck, and there's not a damn thing he can do about it, because I am forever and always the man who put the entertainment back in sports entertainment, and your new, that's right, new IWC World Champion, the gift that keeps on giving, RJ City!
And that, Jack Corpella, is why I hate the term sports entertainment. The man who renamed the Super Indy title the Sports Entertainment Championship, what the hell's he gonna do if he gets the IWC World Heavyweight title? And we're getting a fight.
But Joe, he may give his manager, Justin LaBar, the beating of a lifetime if he doesn't win this match. Remember, Dalton Castle will get 5 minutes alone with LaBar if he wins. LaBar's not a superstar. LaBar's not a wrestler. He's not trained for this.
No, he's barely a human being. And RJ sent into the guardrail, and Dalton Castle continuing this reign of dominance. He's been on for a year. I believe he's the third longest reigning IWC champion there has ever been. He's beaten Doc Gallows, Bobby Fish, Zema Ion, so many down the line. Jimmy Vegas, they've all stepped up to Dalton, but none of them have been able to take the crown.
Yeah, certainly one of the most epic runs here in IWC, an incredible tenure for a champion. It's not easy to have a long title reign in this day and age with so many tough competitors constantly coming after you. Everybody wants an opportunity. Everybody wants a shot at what matters most.
Dalton has really dominated the field over the past 12 months, but so too can be said about RJ City in the Super Indy division. We talked about winning that tournament, beating Façade and Sammy Guevara in the final round. He survived Matt Taven on the way there. He survived Andrew Palace on the way there.
Oh, my!
Ouch. He defended against M-Dog Matt Cross. RJ has faced some of the best Super Indy style athletes we've seen and beat them. Oh. And it hasn't always been ethical. RJ hasn't always done it on the straight and narrow, but the bottom line is he's done it. And the end result, by hook or crook, could be RJ City IWC champion, and this company will absolutely change if it does.
What's Castle got on his mind? Oh! Vicious.
And this match has not even gotten in the ring yet.
Now, Joe, correct me here, because you know better than me, but it seems like Castle has not given in to many games, has not let competitors...
Oh, look at this!
Oh,
That's Dalton's signature maneuver, that deadlift German. But RJ counters. That could have been not just the end of the match, the end of RJ City.
It seems like Castle has really let LeBar and City get inside his head. Would you agree?
I would say so, and I think Castle's usually a guy that's perpetrating the mind games. Loves calling himself the party peacock. Loves to have fun out here. But Castle, we've seen on IWC Aftershock and IWCWrestling.com, Dalton's not even safe in his own locker room.
You can see LeBar antagonizing, talking smack. God only knows what he's saying. I just wonder, is Castle thinking ahead? Is he thinking about getting that 5 minutes alone with LeBar and letting that overshadow the fact that he's got to pin City's shoulders to the mat?
That is a very good question. LeBar certainly has acquired a lot of knowledge.
Look at LeBar in there. Come on. Who wouldn't want to knock him out?
As if the leather jacket and white shoes weren't obnoxious enough.
LeBar's made a lot of enemies in this promotion over the last year.
And now that you're here, we have a new one.
Joe, I can tell you firsthand, I knew LeBar many years ago. He was such a nice, polite, fresh-faced kid, but since his show has grown, he's got more views, his ego has spiraled out of control.
I'll tell you what, and you know, but shame on me, but I was one of the first high-ranking individuals to let Justin LeBar into the professional wrestling business.
Sure.
And this is not the same Justin LeBar that I knew. He's completely transformed.
No.
And honestly, it's one of the decisions I regret. And the match is finally started.
We get a bell. Maybe that was the wake-up call Castle needed.
Yeah. Now we're in Dalton's element. But I find it very encouraging, just the vastly different type of styles Dalton has been able to defeat. Of course, you're familiar with Doc Gallows, formerly Luke Gallows, 300-pound, smash mouth in your face, and DJ Z, who's the antithesis of Gallows, but still very, very skilled in his own right, and equal on par with him in terms of danger for winning a championship. Dalton's overcome both, and a lot in between.
Sure. Castle's a fighting champion. He's a proud competitor. He's made it clear that anybody who wants to travel, hold on, to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he'll take them on. But I'm not so sure any matchup has been this personal.
Check out that deadlift, check out that quad strength, that lower body that it takes to elevate somebody from the ground with negative leverage, no momentum, and take them overhead.
But here's what I'm noticing again, Joe. Look at where Castle's looking. Right now, his focus continues to be on Justin LeBar. He's giving LeBar glances. Is that going to take away the energy he needs to concentrate on City?
Well, I think that's why Justin LeBar's out there. He's a constant distraction. He's a constant nuisance. He's always renting space in your head. And that perhaps is the most valuable skill that he possesses. And there you see the after effects. RJ connects with Dalton.
I'm sure you would agree. City is the type of competitor where you need 100% focus on him. A very tough individual. The fact that LeBar's providing a distraction right now, uncalled for. Come on, Ref.
We've seen LeBar pull gentlemen's legs off the ropes, throw beverages in their faces. LeBar, he's not a tough guy. I'm not sure if he could crack an egg, but he certainly makes his opinion and his presence very well known.
Cover here, hold on. Boy, City almost becoming our new champion right there.
Yeah. And then we wouldn't hear the end of sports entertainment. We wouldn't hear the end of death to technical wrestling and death to high flying.
And you got to believe in the back. The man who has worked so hard to build this promotion the last few years, Chuck Roberts, has got to be pulling for Dalton Castle, who has so proudly carried that title. And we saw moments ago the disdain that Roberts has for LeBar.
Well,
Chuck Roberts would probably love to see LeBar take a 5-minute beating on his last night here in IWC.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, LeBar's made no friends already. He forced Justin Plummer to walk out on his job, and that's disappointing. As much grief as I've given Plummer over the years, he's got a lot of passion and dedication, and did not deserve that in the least.
Well, LeBar and City really crossed the line from what I understand. Made some derogatory comments about Roberts' family. Really, really crossed the line with the emotional year that Chuck has had. Certainly, no one should be picking on the great Chuck Roberts.
Not at all, but nothing is sacred to these gentlemen. And what you're going to look for, RJ City loves to finish his opponents in the most simplistic of ways to prove his cause. In his mind, wrestling is boring. It's all about RJ City entertainment. RJ has a lethal sleeper hold. He calls good night, everybody. If that gets cinched in, we may have a new champion. And now both men dangerously, precariously
battling on that ring apron. That's the hardest part of a wrestling ring. Metal meets wood.
Look at this again. LeBar, no call for that.
Yeah,
Come on, ref.
see. Dalton trying to elevate RJ off that apron with that German suplex.
I'm not sure why LeBar's even allowed to be out here.
No.
It's causing major disruption in this championship matchup.
Yeah, technicalities, contract loopholes. He finds ways, trust me. And there's the sleeper. Good night, everybody. It's in the ropes, so it cannot lead to a decision, although RJ could have been disqualified.
If that was in the middle of the ring, we'd have a new champion right now.
It's very, very astute of you. And you can see in just 4.5 seconds the damage it did to Dalton. Right on that carotid artery. And Dalton has to shake the cobwebs.
Surprised we're not hearing any woos tonight. The painful, excruciating chops made famous by Ric Flair, the Nature Boy.
Well, you heard that plain as day. RJ.
Don't threaten the ref, RJ. You don't want to get disqualified. Champion certainly will retain the title.
RJ not in a singing mood. Not in an a cappella mood.
Oh, double axe handle off the top rope.
RJ has come here with a mission, and as successful as RJ has been, as successful as RJ has been, I don't know that I've seen him more focused and determined and serious than he is at this point against Dalton Castle.
Castle, one of the most headstrong and adamant competitors in the Federation, however.
Yeah, Dalton Castle, really ever since that groundswell of support, ever since that 1.5-year odyssey to get to the IWC title, it's been no looking back. But this may be Dalton's toughest test he's encountered.
City wisely throws Castle to the outside. Is this the opportunity?
Watch LeVar lurking. And Dalton's hurt. Dalton's disoriented.
I'm not so sure Dalton will be able to continue, Joe. This could be it for him.
Well, you'd hate to see it end like this, although the title cannot change hands on a countout. You see Dalton trying to get feeling back into his arm, trying to walk off this pain?
Yeah, having trouble standing on both feet.
That's a scary situation.
May have twisted the ankle. Oh, no. Oh!
Jeez. Dalton gets hung up. I'm not sure if it connected with the throat as RJ intended, but still able to restrict the breathing capacity momentarily. RJ full of himself. RJ's so in his element right now. Everybody's looking at him, center of attention. An attention hog.
Well, before the match, RJ said he was going to give the fans more entertainment than they would ever dream of. Said he would put on a show. He said he's a giver, not a taker.
Well, in RJ's mind, RJ's the most entertaining thing ever. But Dalton, I think each of these blows is just serving to fire him up.
Here comes the spirit of the champion. This is why Dalton has retained the title for over a year here in IWC. Oh!
Dalton responds. Dalton feeling no pain at this point.
Adrenaline running through his veins.
And a much more concerned look in the body language of Justin LaBar. Oh. RJ City just spit on Dalton.
Nothing more disrespectful you can do to a man than spit on him.
And that's only made the cause even worse. Second time's the charm.
Whoa!
Dalton got him on the takeover that time. RJ had countered earlier. You don't expect to see Dalton that light on his feet, but certainly he's able to snap off some very deceptive, agile maneuvers. But again, Dalton just kind of wanders over, tries to walk off, get a respite. RJ in bad shape too, though.
Dalton's staying poised, doing a good job of keeping his composure, but Joe, I've noticed all throughout this match, Dalton seems to be peering at Justin LaBar out of the corner of his eye. I just don't. Hold on, cover here.
Got it? No.
I just don't know if Dalton's going to be able to overcome the distraction. Do you see how nervous Justin LaBar is in the background? LaBar realizes he was seconds away right there from 5 minutes of hell. 5 minutes of an ungodly beating.
I think LaBar needs a security blanket.
What's Dalton have on his mind?
Oh, that deadlift German, you gotta believe. It's put so many away. RJ knows it, he's got a hold of the official. Come on.
Totally uncalled for.
RJ goes downstairs, creates the diversion, and follows through.
So resourceful in City.
Make no mistake about that. That is what saved RJ City. RJ City does not do that. Dalton Castle's on his way to the back, still champion.
City is a believer in the old saying, nice guys finish last. He doesn't care if he has to step over his own grandmother to win the championship. That's what he'll do.
And the obligatory 10 count. Neither man is to their feet by the count of 10. This will be a double count out. In a draw, the title goes to the champion. Sounds like RJ's got something in mind.
Back to the sleeper.
Good night, everybody.
AKA the rear naked choke. This time he's gotten in the center of the ring.
And Dalton fading fast.
Can Castle overcome? Are we witnessing the beginning of a new championship reign, Joe?
Oh, I'm a big fan of Dalton Castle. I followed his journey here since day one in IWC, but you gotta believe we're about to see a changing of the guard.
Castle up to his feet. Where's he finding the strength?
Oh, got him again. That's the third time in this contest. And every time RJ's able to slip that on, it does a little bit more damage. And eventually that's going to catch up with Dalton no matter how tough he is.
Sure. Oh. Dalton's so tough, so resilient.
And Dalton just firing away with everything he has at this point.
Oh, my.
RJ with the double knee.
That could do it, Joe. Is that it?
Cover. No! Less than a half a second away from a new IWC champion.
You smell like doo-doo. Joe, I'm certainly not manly enough to be in there. Hold on a second. I give all these competitors all the respect in the world, and I've talked to a few of them who have been in the sleeper hold, aka the rear naked choke, and they say it's a terrible sense of panic. You start feeling your toes and your fingers going numb, and then you just fade out. And that certainly has to be what Castle experienced moments ago. It takes a certain individual to even be able to continue after that.
Yeah, we've seen Dalton try to shake his arm, walk on a limp, try to get feeling back in those body parts. Oh, look at this!
Oh! Shoots the half.
Got it! And not even a kick out, but just grabbing the rope. And I think LaBar's having heart palpitations.
Yeah, I think he is too. LaBar realizes him and his main client could be in some serious trouble.
That German again, but RJ grabbing on once again to whatever he can. Referee trying to cause a break, and what is LaBar doing? I don't want to take my eyes off of him. Oh, the German!
Oh,
got
beautiful!
It! Got it! Oh, no.
Dalton couldn't hold him.
Oh, the arm gave out that arm and shoulder.
Dislocated his shoulder.
Oh, that would have been it. That's the second time RJ got saved.
I'm worried about the champ. He may have tore his rotator cuff. I mean, victory was literally in his grasp, but he couldn't withstand the pain.
Requires such a degree of power, such a degree of precision to pull off a maneuver like that, and certainly wrestling sometimes is a game of inches, and sometimes your body just will not cooperate with your mind. Hopefully, Dalton can recover.
I believe the official was encouraging Castle to call it quits.
Again! Come on, LaBar!
Hold on!
No, not like this! RJ almost stole it. We've seen that many times with a Super Indy title.
Oh, no.
Pile driver counter.
Beautiful reversal. He got him! He got him, Joe!
Here is your winner and still IWC Winner Takes All.
It wasn't the way we expected it, but it certainly counts. And that devilish grin on Dalton Castle is because he knows he survived and he knows what's about to come.
Is Justin LaVey still at ringside? I think he may have taken off.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, due to a pre-match stipulation, Dalton Castle now receives 5 minutes in the ring with Justin LaVey.
No way to talk your way out of this one.
Well, from what I understand, security had to block the exits to keep LaVey in the arena. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide for Justin LaVey.
Nobody may know how scared Justin LaVey is right now except for his dry cleaner.
And someone, LaVey trying to get out of here. Do they have that exit block?
I hope so.
I think LaVey's out of the arena.
He just scurried out the front door.
Look at Chuck Roberts. He can't believe it.
Well, this is a legally binding contract, pal. I don't think this is gonna work.
Rest assured, Chuck Roberts will see Justin LaVey in court. He'll fight this thing with lawyers if he has to. But Chuck's got to have a great sense of satisfaction on his final night, knowing that Castle came out victorious and continues his reign as IWC champion.
I have a feeling maybe one way or another we have seen. What? Wait a second.
Once again, still your IWC Heavyweight Champion, Dalton Castle.
Roberts didn't get to see LaVey take the major league beating he was hoping for, but I don't know, Joe. You tell me. He looks like a pretty happy guy right now.
Yeah, Dalton Castle got the big one, got what counts. He certainly was able to attain that IWC Championship and keep it from the sports entertainment happy hands of RJ City. Great to see Dalton Castle still on top, but we ain't even done yet, Jack. 2 big matchups yet to come on Winner Take All.
Faces of change are coming. Change is coming to the IWC. Yeah, we're gonna show you, Jock. We're here to save this company, not destroy it.
What the hell?
And Joe Rosa's holding Chuck in the corner.
Did you not know it was me? I told you from day one, I'm here to make change. We are the faces of change for IWC. This is how it feels when you think that he's it's not about you, Chuck. It's about these dinosaurs from day one.
You keep on saying, don't do something we'll regret. Did you mean something like this?
Big man. That's been pinning 4 years. Didn't look too tough when we broke his hand and laid him out. Justin or Dennis wants the same thing.
Justin Idol's here. Justin Idol, retribution. That founding father beat down occasion.
You mess with the founding fathers. You don't know the people you messed with. We ain't coming there to beat you. We're coming there to kill you! Your ass is out here right now!
They can't keep their chains on me when the truth has set me free. This is how it feels when you take your life back. This is how it feels when you finally fight back. When life pushes me, I push harder. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger.
Joe Rosa! You wanna take my career, punk? Next month, we're gonna take your life!
Not gonna die tonight. We're gonna stand and fight forever. No, not gonna die.
Matchup. Introducing first, weighing in a total combined weight of 645 pounds, being accompanied to ringside by Roger Corpa. Here is Darin
inevitable. That's the mantra behind VIP Joe Rosa and his Faces of Change. Darin Dinero, Vic Adonis, the injured Roger Corbo with Lady Friend at ringside. These men are rookies with the exception of Rosa. Rosa has guided them. He has formulated this group and taken these men from security and stagehands to challenging some of the most decorated and long-standing top talents in IWC history. Some of the men who were here for the start of it all, the Founding Fathers. Tonight, if the Founding Fathers lose, their careers are over.
I'm impressed with the Lady Friend you mentioned, Joe.
And their opponents. They have declared that if they are unsuccessful tonight, they will retire.
And keep in mind, based on what we heard earlier in the broadcast, there's only 2 members of the Founding Fathers here.
They weigh in at a weight of 613 pounds. Here is the team of Justin Idol, Jimmy Vegas, and the War Machine.
Well, they're waiting at the entranceway, but the Founding Fathers have made their way in from the crowd, and VIP has no idea. That's Jimmy Vegas, and that's Dennis Gregory. But Jack, I don't see Justin Idol. He's the 3rd cog in the wheel, the 3rd Founding Father. He's had severe back problems since the Faces of Change came on the scene and jumped the Founding Fathers last summer. Obviously not cleared to compete. The Founding Fathers 3-on-2 with their careers on the line.
Joe, he just drank a 5th of Fireball before this match and then hit his competitor over the head with it.
That's what the Founding Fathers call warming up.
Wow.
Jimmy Vegas, first ever 2-time champion in IWC history. He's beaten CM Punk, he's beaten Raven, and a number of others. Dennis Gregory, the only 5-time champion in IWC history. These men on paper are practically second to none, but will their time be up? Will VIP get his way? That's Dennis Gregory and Darin Dinero in the ring. Dinero,
2 super athletes.
Yeah, Dinero named as such because he's the surefire money of the group. In the opinion of many, he has an amateur background. He's obviously very tough. He can brawl as well. We've seen so many chaotic explosions between these factions over the months. Our shows have been turned into turmoil month after month, finally, hopefully, getting this settled. It's either the young boys get put in their place or the old guys get put out to pasture.
Oh, my.
And I say old using VIP's words, not my own opinion.
I'm glad you cleared that up. Chiseled and lean, all these competitors spend so many hours in the gym.
And VIP is hanging back in the entranceway as Adonis and Dinero do the dirty work. There's VIP Joe Rosa. He's the guy that caused all this. It was him and Jimmy Vegas and that damn VIP lounge that caused all this chaos. And I'm not sure where Jimmy Vegas is. Vegas has been hurt on the outside. And now it's Gregory fighting for his life out here, not doing too bad a job.
Now, Joe, we talked about how the pressure increases, how the anxiety increases when there's a championship on the line. How does that change when your career is on the line?
It's everything. There's no second chance. There's no turning back. There's no tomorrow. It is now or never. Literally, these men's careers, some 12, 15 years for Vegas, 20 years for Gregory, all comes down to one moment in time.
And this is not a hobby for Vegas and Gregory. This is their livelihood. This is what they live for. It could all be ended in an instant.
And you never want to see the legends, the timeless stars, finally have to realize their number is up. I don't think physically Gregory and Vegas are at that point in any shape or form. But the results of this matchup could dictate their forced exit. Gregory, a little bit of Midas touch. As now it is Vic Adonis, 6'3", 250 pounds. Oh, God, they're coming back here. Rosa and Vegas are back by the tech area. Look out here.
Oh, my!
Vegas back into the wall, back by us.
Vegas might be knocked out.
Vegas is in a crumpled heap behind.
Vegas is out cold.
Behind some technical equipment.
I can tell you, we're only about 10 feet away, and I heard Vegas's head smash off that concrete wall.
No, his eyes are closed right now, and it's 2-on-1.
Medical attention out here for Vegas.
It's 2-on-1 now. Pin! Oh my God, that was close. We almost saw the end of Dennis Gregory. And imagine if Jimmy Vegas' career ends in the back of the building amidst a heap of garbage. And Rosa's still back here.
Well, Rosa just put his hands on the official. You better be careful. Oh, come on!
That heavy technical case, whatever the hell you call it. Jack, you've been around those a lot more than me. You know those things weigh quite a hefty amount.
They can break bones. They can certainly knock you out. I haven't seen Vegas move. I'm serious. We got to get some medical attention out here for Vegas.
And at this point, the Founding Fathers were one. Dennis Gregory, the only man left, the war hero. He fought for our freedoms in the Middle East. But his own freedom, his freedom to wrestle, on the line. Gregory explodes. Rosa.
Oh, Joe, this is tough to watch over here.
Continuing to assault Vegas. This is sadistic.
Joe, I don't want to be this close to this guy. He's making me very uneasy. I came here to enjoy the show. I didn't come here to get hurt.
Well, that's what happens when it gets this
Joe,
personal.
Getting a little too close.
When careers are at stake here.
Let's get some security over here, guys. Come on.
Well, this is still a match, pal. There's not much we can do. And Gregory moving furniture around. I think VIP just realizes a problem in the ring is Gregory's got a chair. Oh, and Dinero scoops him up.
It's effectively a handicap match now because I don't think Vegas has moved. I think he's done for the night. I mean, possibly for the year.
There's probably forever. If Gregory gets pinned, Vegas is done too. Let's not put any mistakes about that.
This is it.
And that'll do it. No. Your heart skips a beat every time it's about to hit 3. There's an official over there with Vegas. Vegas is stirring. I can see out of the corner of my eye, but he's sure as hell not in fighting shape.
This isn't a wrestling match. This isn't a competition. This is just an all-out assault. This is a back alley fight.
It's an extermination. Justin Idol! Justin Idol's here! He must have just arrived! And he's got a ball bat! Idol ready to fight!
Well, clearly he was as disturbed as we were. This was getting very uneasy, very tough to take out here.
The first we've seen of Idol in a number of months. What is the physical condition of his back? And with Vegas still down by our side, it's still 3-on-2.
And I'm thinking the aluminum ball bat could be the great equalizer.
Certainly doesn't hurt. If anybody knows how to swing a weapon, it's the Founding Fathers. They've got some steel, they've got some... Hey!
Oh, my! Did you hear that?
What the hell are you doing, Justin?
He's concussed. He's out. This is despicable. Joe, this is turning my stomach.
Gregory kicks out! Oh, I thought that was it. Why the hell did Idol do that? He's as much a part of this as anybody. Did Idol sell out here? Did he get his name taken off of the career stipulation?
Oh, my! How much can one man take?
2 men on top, that's gotta be it.
Dennis Gregory has been eliminated.
And we have our first casualty. Dennis Gregory is eliminated. Now, Gregory's career is not over yet. That is only determined by the final decision of the winning team. But Justin Idol has apparently let his intentions be known, and Jimmy Vegas is literally on all fours trying to crawl to the ring in front of me.
I can't believe Vegas got up.
What is it now? It's 4.5 on 1? Is Idol a face of change? I need some answers here. What the hell is going on?
Please. This is inhumane. The beating that Vegas has taken already. He's been smashed against a concrete wall, beaten and bludgeoned with a chair, a bat. I can't watch this, Joe.
I'm still trying to process all we've seen to date, to this point. Wait a second!
Oh, wait a minute! Come on!
Cha-ching slam! Vegas with a cha-ching slam! And
he got him!
Vegas just eliminated Adonis! And now Vegas has hope! He doesn't have much, but he's got a chance!
Adonis has been eliminated.
And now it appears Idol's left. He's spread whatever message he wanted to. But it's still 2-on-1. The fathers have been down in one form or another this entire match long. And Vegas is about 270 or 80. He's a hell of a man, as demonstrated by that suplex.
But did Vegas find the ability to do that?
Does even Vegas have enough? Oh, wait a second. Volley slam.
When a man's fighting for his career, when a man is fighting for his paycheck, the very food he puts on his family's table, he can do amazing things, Joe.
Cha-ching slam again on Rosa. Now Dinero. Dinero waiting.
Oh.
Cha-ching slam connects.
He got him.
Vegas with another one. I'm almost in disbelief, but Vegas wipes out 2 of them. And it's down to the issue that started this. VIP Joe Rosa sticking himself in Jimmy Vegas' business.
Vegas is feeding off this crowd. This is inexplicable. I don't think a doctor would be able to explain how this man is standing after the beating that he's taken. At this point, it's about pride, it's about survival.
Some things just defy modern medicine. Vegas certainly a genetic freak, certainly somebody who has never backed down. And if I'm VIP Joe Rosa, I'm having a lot of doubts and a lot of regrets. And the fight is on.
Oh, beautiful belly to belly.
Could have him. Vegas saves his career. No. How close can you get?
And is there a bigger fan of Vegas right now than his teammate watching from the back, hoping, praying that his career is saved?
Oh. And no kidding.
So much at stake.
Rosa went downstairs, though. The low blow, the pile driver.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Vegas has a thick neck, but, man, it got compressed. But Vegas kicks out.
Hate to see that. For the pile driver, the move that effectively shortened Stone Cold Steve Austin's career.
A move that's banned in 90% of this industry.
And it should be.
But not here in IWC.
Oh, again with the chair. Oh!
And again, this is the Founding Fathers new going in. This would be a fight. Cover, no. 2 count only. They knew this would be absolutely out of hand, and there's nothing the official can do about it.
Joe, this man is a twisted, callous sadist. He loves inflicting pain. And quite frankly, it's turning my stomach.
Vegas, again, near motionless. And Rosa, just measuring his man. It's the systematic dissection of Jimmy Vegas now.
Oh no, are we nearing the end?
On the chair! Pile drive on the chair! No! Did Rosa get enough of it? Oh, Vegas is out. No! Another sign of life!
Joe, I can understand fighting for your career, but at what point do you say, I want to be able to walk for the rest of my life? I want to be able to get up and get out of bed for the rest of my life. How much more can Vegas take?
Vegas he's working, he's functioning on pride. Pride and competitive spirit, and his hatred for Joe Rosa. But Rosa is relentless here. And this is getting uncomfortable. As if it hasn't been already.
Joe, I'm telling you, I got my hand on my keys. I can't watch.
Please let it be it. You hate to see Vegas' career end, but you touched on it. The repercussions otherwise could be so much more serious. And I shudder to think what may be next in the evil mind of Joe Rosa.
Well, you can see the frustration on Rosa's face. Rosa's thrown just about everything and every weapon he's had in his arsenal at Vegas, and nothing has been able to keep the man down for the 3 count.
Well, Rosa's the guy that's claimed for months that Vegas and Gregory were over the hill, past their prime. Old news. And I think Vegas is giving Rosa a re-education.
Oh, no.
But Rosa apparently prepared to go to that next step.
Oh, I hate to see. I don't want to see this table come out. Please, I'm going to close my eyes. I'll never forget when Bob Holly needed about 70 stitches down his back because of one of those. They have very sharp edges. They can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, there is wood, there is metal, and there is a lot of evil intent behind Joe Rosa. And you can see the toll that's been taken on Vegas. He won't keep his shoulders down. He won't stay down, but he can't get up.
Now, if there's any advantage in this for Vegas, it's he's had an opportunity to at least catch his breath. But I'm not so sure he can move. I mean, has all this punishment finally caught up with him?
Yeah, it's like a Band-Aid over a gunshot wound at this point.
Wait a minute.
And Vegas
up to his feet. Rosa doesn't know it.
He's going to find out the hard way. Those Vegas right hands. Oh, no.
Joe, I can't watch.
Vegas. Oh, Corpo with the crutch. Come on, that was Vegas' one chance. Oh, no.
Forget this, Joe. I can't watch this. Oh!
No!
Are you kidding me?
That's it. Kiss it goodbye. Vegas is out. And this match is over.
Look at the sick way that the sharp edge of that table is exposed. Did Vegas get caught with that?
Jack, the founding fathers are done. This is it. I mean, you got to think Idol eliminated himself. There's no founding fathers left. There's nobody left.
I'm terribly depressed for everybody involved. It's a horrible way to end what had been a terrific career.
It's almost surreal to see it actually happen.
It's disgusting.
You knew it was possible, but you didn't think you'd see it. Now what?
No, don't do that.
Now what the hell's the point of that? What is wrong with you, Rosa?
Please tell me.
Ladies and
Rosa's
gentlemen, here is your winner.
What the hell?
What's going on?
The howling fury of the Super Indy Innovator! Super Hentai is back! Hentai lost his IWC career a year ago! And yes, he was last seen as a founding father! And with this visual, you have to wonder, you have to speculate and assume, did the Founding Fathers have a third guy all along? Risen from the ashes like a phoenix. You talk about Founding Fathers, you talk about, you can feel this tension. And Hentai explodes. Nobody in his weight class can strike as hard as Hentai. Rosa has never felt the wrath of the man trained in Hayabusa, Japan. But now, it appears that Hentai and Rosa, for the careers of the founding fathers, oh, those hard headbutts, the careers of the founding fathers is at stake. Oh, live to fly and fly to live, the knees. We need a referee. Hentai cover. Rosa is eliminated. Hentai comes home and saves his brothers. What a moment!
Look at the appreciation there. Vegas is like, man, am I glad to see you, buddy.
Vegas and Gregory, from the blink of obscurity, from the edge of retirement, their careers continue into the future, into a new era IWC, into 2015. And it's been so long since we've seen this group together. If I'm correct, it's been 16 months. since Super Head Tie has been in an IWC ring. But Head Tie saw his opportunity, saw his moment. When we last saw Head Tie, he was doubting himself, questioning himself. All that is erased tonight as Head Tie saves the Founding Fathers. More to come. Up next, John McChesney, Matt Hardy, your main event. The Founding Fathers, still the freedom to continue their IWC careers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a special singles contest scheduled for one fall. At this time, please allow me to introduce to you your special guest referee. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Sammy Guevara.
Whoa! Jack, it's time to go nuts! Jimmy Nuts, a meteoric rise in 2014, shut down cold thanks to Team Big League. They injured his knee. Nuts is still not 100%, and we never got the McChesney Jimmy Nuts cage match that was on tap this summer. Jimmy Nuts has been waiting for 4 months now to get back to IWC, and this will be the first time Jimmy Nuts has seen John McChesney since the injury, and Jimmy Nuts is refereeing McChesney's most important non-title match of his career.
About time we get a real official out here tonight. Wow. I know, I can't say much derogatory about IWC, but not impressed with the officiating tonight. They don't like to be.
Here is Big League John McChesney.
What a touching moment. What a sentiment it was. Earlier tonight, when Chuck Roberts bestowed the IWC Championship belt that McChesney had worn so long, 2 years cumulatively, over 2 reigns. No other man in their entire career has held the IWC title a total of 2 years. McChesney saw, staring back at him, everything he has worked to achieve. And after many, many months of being told you have all the tools, you just get distracted by your allies, your shortcuts. What is the frame of mind of John McChesney stepping into this matchup?
Well, I think the way Chuck Roberts feels about McChesney reflects how much McChesney means to this organization. McChesney slapped Roberts in the face. Roberts was still willing to present him with a championship title.
But what are the motives of Chuck Roberts putting McChesney's fiercest rival of 2014 in as the special referee?
So this capacity crowd's about to come unglued.
Muerte, stronger than death. Matt Hardy has done it all in professional wrestling. A multiple-time, 7-time World Tag Team Champion, 8-time actually as I'm counting on my phone. ECW Champion, US Champion, European Champion, Hardcore Champion. Certainly one of the most iconic individuals in professional wrestling, as you mentioned earlier. A trendsetter and innovator for a generation.
And Joe, let me tell you something about Matt Hardy. He's had so much success in WWE, ROH, TNA, you name it. Just because he's here on what some would describe as a smaller stage, that doesn't mean anything to Matt Hardy. He's such a proud competitor. Everywhere Hardy goes, he wants to be the best. He wants to make a statement, and he told me earlier that he plans on systematically destroying McChesney here on Chuck Roberts' last and final night in the IWC.
Jack, are you an MFer?
Yes, I am. Whatever that means.
Are you also a Mattitude follower?
Absolutely.
Okay. Just checking.
The man can slam a tornado. The man can dry up the sea.
I've heard those rumors.
And when he lives for tomorrow, there ain't no messing with he.
I think you have a legal notice in your mail Monday morning after that.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Well, then again, I've sung Girls in Cars on the air, so I guess you could do worse. Be that as it may, Matt Hardy, to your point, Matt is not looking at this as a day off. Just because the national television cameras aren't here, Matt has gone on record as saying he studied John McChesney, he knows he's one of the best, he's prepared for him, but Matt, much like Chuck and many of us here in IWC, just does not agree with the path John McChesney has chosen.
And look at Matty.
Jack, stop waving your arms.
Hey, I'll take that shirt.
You're just gonna eBay it.
Look at this speaks to the character of Matt Hardy, the childlike exuberance. Hardy's so excited to be in that ring. You'd think this is his first match. The passion Matt Hardy has for this business will never die, much like him.
Well, good night, everybody. No, we have a match to get to.
That's got to be intimidating for McChesney. He just watched his competitor bring the crowd to a fever pitch over a T-shirt for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, and it's all psychological warfare. I'll never complain about a Pedro DeLuca raffle drawing anymore. Jeez.
Wait a minute. McChesney got this. They threw it back. It's like Wrigley Field. They threw it back. Wait. Oh, come on. Wow, what an insult to Matt Hardy. You don't rub Matt Hardy's shirt in your crotch unless he asks you to.
That's a good life lesson. That'll be a meme by morning. But I think that shows to me that McChesney, Chuck Roberts' words earlier tonight may have fell on deaf ears.
I can tell you from my time traveling around, meeting some of these competitors like Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, one word describes what it's all about, and that is respect. And you disrespect a man like Matt Hardy, you're in for a night of pain. I'm not sure if McChesney is brash or foolish.
Well, I think he's foolish in his level of brashness.
Well played.
Matt Hardy brings a big fight feel with him. I recall back to July of 2005 when it was Matt Hardy and AJ Styles. AJ, just a month removed from being the NWA World Champion in TNA. Matt Hardy, in the process of making his return to WWE Raw, attacking Edge. Two ships passing in the night, interpromotional battle, one of the most famous matches in IWC history. This matchup could be poised to top that instant classic.
Matt Hardy will no doubt be looking for his patented twist of fate, a maneuver that has put so many men away for years. Of course, Hardy and his brother Jeff getting their start in their backyard on trampolines.
Not that we endorse that, kids.
Not that we certainly don't endorse that, but...
Let's mention the Hardys were students of the game. They sought out many veterans. They traveled every weekend, and they made sure they understood the fundamentals. They understood the basics, and they then just became immersed in this business and just sucked up knowledge like a sponge. I mean, the fact that Jeff and Matt were on TV, WWF, WWE TV for several years as teenagers shows you...
Whoa. Hold on.
Oklahoma Roll by McChesney shows you the level of talent and potential the greats of this game saw in the Hardys from day one.
And even still, here in the year 2014, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, they've made so much money in this business. They're huge megastars. They could go home, they could retire. It's not about the money for Matt Hardy. It's about the pride, it's about the passion, it's about the love for being in the ring.
John McChesney has some parallels to his story. In his early 20s, he was not just dominating IWC Super Indie division, he was also wrestling the likes of Chris Sabin on TNA television. He was wrestling Umaga on WWE television, the late great Umaga. But some people say the ego and the counterproductive choices, the shortcuts McChesney's taken to retain his spot on top has caused him long-term detriment. And that's the point of Chuck Roberts, of Matt Hardy, and many others. And I'm going to have an eye keenly, firmly locked on Jimmy Nuts to see how he calls this match. Nuts was an ally, a protege of McChesney.
Oh my!
Before McChesney excommunicated him from Team Big League. So Nuts has been on both sides of the fence with John McChesney. And one notch for Matt Hardy.
Hardy with authority again. Oh, a third vicious, near decapitating clothesline by Matt Hardy.
Well, Matt's found a formula that works, and really no need to deviate.
Well, that's what McChesney has to realize. Hardy is such a veteran. He's seen the likes of so many throughout the years. You're not going to intimidate Matt. You're not going to play psychological games with Matt. There's one way to beat Matt Hardy, and you better bring your A game. And I'm not so sure McChesney has it tonight. Maybe McChesney is a little preoccupied from what happened earlier with Chuck Roberts.
Well, that's certainly a valid potential scenario, but John McChesney has surprised a lot of people. He's caught a lot of people underestimating him.
I mean, how often do you slap a man in the face and he still respects you by giving you one of the greatest honors out there, a championship title? Chuck Roberts continued to build McChesney up and tell him how important he has been to this organization. Matt Hardy doesn't care about any of that.
McChesney asking himself, how do I solve the puzzle at Matt Hardy, the enigma? Matt Hardy has shown no weakness, no hesitation, and no shortage of confidence. McChesney is flat out off his game.
Well, McChesney doesn't want to get in the ring. That's something that our official's going to have to address here soon.
Well, I think Jimmy Nuts is like the rest of us. Jimmy Nuts wants to see who comes out on top. John McChesney has beaten CM Punk, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles. He's hung toe-to-toe with Hall of Famers like Jake the Snake Roberts. McChesney was ranked number 1 in the history of this organization, the top 200 stars in history. McChesney's background is well documented.
Well, what's impressive is that this is McChesney's home. He's been here since 2003. Who else has had a tenure like that? Who else has had a run like that?
Very few. You can count them on one hand and have a lot of fingers left over.
Oh, my.
And this is the first time McChesney has had to contend with Matt Hardy. And Hardy elevates McChesney to the outside. Nirwana! And we've had some wild altercations so far tonight.
Sure.
And Jack, I'm sure you'll agree with me, Matt Hardy, arguably hardest right hand in the business.
I'm not one to argue with you. One of the hardest chops, too.
Jeez.
I don't know if you've ever been chopped, Joe. I've been chopped once or twice. The only way I can describe it is cut your chest open with a razor and then pour alcohol in.
But keep in mind, McChesney, one of the most skilled strikers in his own right, and that came back to haunt him. McChesney chops the post.
Oh, again! McChesney's chest will be crimson in agony here.
McChesney learned how to chop the hard way, and that's exchanging strikes with the World Warrior Low-Key back in the mid-2000s.
And look at the smile and the look of approval and satisfaction on the face of Matt Hardy. He loves this. This is what Matt Hardy lives to do.
If you can outstrike John McChesney, you've done a hell of an accomplishment, trust me. And so far, Matt Hardy has.
Hardy, pandering to the fans. He loves being around all the great IWC fans.
What twist of
Wait
fate?
a minute.
Oh, McChesney scouted it.
Oh,
Picture
God.
perfect. You talk about Hardy's punches, McChesney's drop kicks. Second and none, and the suicide dive connects. And that's the John McChesney we've grown accustomed to over the past 11 and a half years.
That's the two-time IWC champion, now feeding off the crowd.
And the crowd appreciating.
Very impressive. Joe, that's very impressive. I mean, you got to figure, a big superstar like Matt Hardy out of Cameron, North Carolina, comes into Pittsburgh. You'd think unanimously the crowd would be behind him, but still so many McChesney fans here. It speaks to the tenure and the greatness of McChesney.
To be fair, they were chanting IWC and not for John McChesney.
Well, I think McChesney represents IWC.
To some extent he does, and that's not always a comfortable thing for us to admit because we don't really like him, but again, the numbers tell the story. McChesney is number 1 in our history.
Oh,
and a lot of times we don't want to claim him, but certainly bell to bell, McChesney always, when he wants to.
Going for the cover.
When McChesney wants to, he always steps up and proves his worth in IWC. Problem is he doesn't often want to. He likes to depend on Brooks or Justice or LaBar. And LaBar is probably somewhere on I-79 about now. On foot, maybe. I don't even know. Left RJ here. He may have taken the car. Who knows?
Into the rear naked on Matt Hardy. McChesney trying to wear him down, squeezing with everything he's got. Look at Hardy, perhaps not sure where he was, grabbing the shirt of the official.
This is a great game plan by McChesney to settle things down and get his focus back into place. Hardy has outwitted and outsmarted McChesney thus far. Big League needs to get back in his comfort zone and plan moving forward.
Look at the underhanded tactic of the devious former champion.
And why we don't claim him.
Well, this is where the official shows his inexperience. And this is where McChesney shows his intelligence to capitalize.
The John McChesney I used to know would want to beat Matt Hardy like a man. And that'd be the long and the short of it.
I think it's safe to say you'll do whatever it takes to beat Matt Hardy.
starting to sound like LeBar, Mr. Corpel. Have to ask
Please
you,
don't say that. Come on.
have to ask you to leave.
Please.
But you could see the frustration setting in on Matt Hardy.
Yeah, Matt Hardy may have underestimated McChesney a bit here. I think Hardy thought this match was over a few moments ago when he went for the twist of fate.
Well,
since then, it's been all McChesney.
If Hardy did so, that's a major Hardy mistake.
I see what you did there. A little play on words. Very nice. I mean that with all insincerity. Oh! Will this do it?
A textbook suplex.
10 minutes behind this contest, 10 minutes.
I talked moments ago about how Hardy was such a veteran and came here for a victory, but I'm starting to believe, Joe, maybe Hardy took McChesney lightly. Hardy might have thought it was a night off in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Come sign a few autographs, have a good time, get some dinner. 1, 2, 3. Not so. Hardy's in a fight.
I think even if it is the most prepared Matt Hardy can be, he's still going to have a tough time with John McChesney. No question about it. Big League on top. We know he can fly when he needs to.
Oh!
Nobody home. Oh, Big League took too much time.
That's where Hardy's so cunning, so astute, such a veteran, such great ring awareness.
No question about it.
I'm sure Hardy feels as comfortable in there as many do on their couch at home. Spent so many hours, has been in so many fierce battles, and so oftentimes has come out victorious.
Jeez. And again, strike for strike, this may be a wash. No better in IWC than McChesney. Perhaps no better outside of it than Hardy.
Oh, my. You don't want to get into a slugfest with Matt Hardy. McChesney had a beautiful strategy until moments ago. I think now he's losing his composure. Oh, you alluded to the dominant right hand of Matt Hardy. We're seeing it right now.
Yeah, McChesney back on the defensive. Back out of the comfort zone.
Oh! Trademark Matt Hardy. Will that do it?
Oh. And Matt Hardy's so innovative as well. So tough to prepare for things that you've really never seen before.
Sure. Hardy, one of the best strikers out there. He's trained in a boxing ring. He's trained a little MMA. He's done it all. He's a very dangerous competitor. The beautiful bulldog.
That could do it. McChesney's prone 2-0.
Shades of the late, great Davey Boy Smith on that one.
Well, you want to talk about a Matt Hardy staple?
A fearless risk taker. Always wanted to feed off the crowd. Oh. Hardy, so charismatic, so carefree. Oh my!
Hardy signaled for the twist of fate, but it was a cruel twist of fate for Hardy as McChesney measures Hardy with a super kick.
Is Hardy out?
He may be. This is done. Oh. Very, very near fall.
I'll say it right now. If that was any other competitor other than Matt Hardy, McChesney probably has his hand raised right now. This is where Hardy finds another gear. The same gear that has helped him survive those grueling tables, ladders, and chairs matches over the years is what he's surviving on now. That'll be the challenge for McChesney, finding a way to put Matt Hardy away. Oh, wait a minute. Oh!
That's a side effect. That could do it.
Oh my. 2 7/8 there.
The twos are getting longer. Second time.
Will this do it? Matt Hardy looking for the victory.
That's got to be it. No.
Gotta give credit to McChesney.
Yeah, again, that resolve of McChesney coming to the surface.
He's taken the bruising and forceful offense of Matt Hardy, and McChesney has continued to keep his shoulders off the mat for a 3 count. Hold on.
Matt gets crotched on the top turnbuckle. McChesney found his opening. Superplex attempt, Matt fight for his life.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Whoa!
Jeez!
This is where the fatigue factor sets in. Can you imagine what these competitors are feeling right now? Try sprinting on the treadmill for 20 minutes as fast as you possibly can while getting a 5-pound weight thrown at you every 2 seconds. That's how these guys feel. The punishment that both these competitors have absorbed.
Oh, God!
Uncanny.
Hurricane Rana from way up high. Hardy doesn't see him. McChesney explodes.
Missile drop kick. Will that do it? Wow.
And I am seeing glimpses of that John McChesney from years gone by. The one who was all about heart and merit and intestinal fortitude. Perhaps by necessity with nobody at ringside. McChesney with a TKO. That's a McChesney specialty.
Hardy could be out. Shoots the half. Is this it, Joe?
No! And I'll give credit to Jimmy Nuts. He's almost blended in because he's shown no favoritism, no allegiance. Jimmy Nuts wants to see this settled man to man.
And that's the way it should be.
Second TKO. No, the twist!
The twist of fate!
Hardy got it!
Will that do it, Joe?
Shoulders down! No!
Wait a minute, he kicked out from the twist of fate? Are you kidding me?
2 side effects and a twist of fate.
Hardy can't believe it. Hardy's talking to the official. Do you realize the caliber of superstars that the twist of fate has put away over the years?
Almost everybody. But Hardy knows what he needs to do. That trump card. Once again, the twist of fate counter.
The backslide.
McChesney! No!
No! Woo.
Another attempt. Countered. Both men collide. Super kick counter. Twist of fate. Northern Lights! Bridge! Bridge!
He got him!
No!
Wow. What a matchup we're witnessing here at the IWC Winner Takes All. Matches like this are what the term main event was made for. It's pretty safe to say the fans here concur.
McChesney mocking Matt Hardy. The V1 hand signal, I should say.
Not sure if that's the smartest move.
Behind Hardy's back, of all things. What the hell? Twist of fate by McChesney? No! Hardy.
Oh!
Super twist of fate!
That's gotta be it,
From
Joe.
the top! And Jimmy Nuts counts 3 on McChesney! What is this?
What the hell's going on?
That's music. That's Colin Delaney.
Get security.
Team Big League. LeBar.
You wish you would have said there, Hardy.
Yeah. They're on Hardy. They assaulted Jimmy Nuts.
The year of LaVey. It's a big league celebration. That's it. Come on, Colin. You get him.
Somebody stop this.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
Oh, no.
Whoa!
A message to Tommy
The
Dreamer.
end of Matt Hardy.
DDT.
Hey, hey, hey.
Here comes Dalton Castle.
Get him. So
so tough, Peacock.
Dalton walked into a pack of lions, but he did it because it was right.
This is terrible, Joe. It's been a beautiful evening. It's been an evening of entertainment. Now it's ending.
Oh, and it gets better. Oh, it gets better. Give him another one.
You gotta believe Tommy Dreamer will see this piece of footage. And it'll be hell to pay.
Let me have this one.
Justin Plummer's back. And that's the last place he needs to be.
What makes these guys think they can hijack this show?
You want some of this, Plummer? Oh, I've been waiting. Oh, yeah.
Get out of there,
you're
Plummer.
So
Get out of there, Plummer.
Come on.
You.
Oh, don't break out of your vest here. Come on.
You've been humiliated, disrespected.
Oh, wait. Hang on. No, you're not going to do this. Stop for a second. Hang on a second. Hold on. Hey, LeVar, I knew your weasel face would show back up. I knew you'd be back in this place. So before you guys think about doing what you're thinking about right now to either any of these three guys or Justin Plummer, I introduce to you right here, this is Justin's wife, Mrs. Plummer.
Sweetie, did you come to see what a real man looks like?
No, I'm sorry. Justin, she didn't come here to see what a real man looks like because if she wanted to do that, she certainly wouldn't look at you. That said, I brought her out here because I wanted to introduce her to all of you. You see Mr. Delaney, you see Mr. Justice, you see Mr. Brooks, and you see Mr. LeVar. This is Justin Plummer's wife, Mrs. Plummer. Her name is Jenny Plummer. And Jenny Plummer just happens to be Justin's wife, but not just his wife. This is also the wife of the new owner of this company, Mr. Justin Plummer.
What?
Wow.
So Mr. Brooks, Joe Brooks, Mr. Justice, and Mr. Delaney, if I were you, I wouldn't put my hands on the new owner if I were you.
LeVar has spent over a year making Plummer's life a living hell, and now Justin Plummer is Justin LeVar's boss. And nobody wants anything to do with him.
Well, what a way for Chuck Roberts to go out. A fitting way to pass the torch.
All LeVar has is McChesney. Whoa. Maybe the words of a select few did resonate in John McChesney. McChesney just left LeVar to slaughter.
Ha! Meet your new boss, Justin LeVar.
Hi there. Nice to meet you. Pleasure doing business with you.
Oh, my!
That was a year and a half in the making. I think there's about 5 minutes for LeVar to make up for, and he's going to pay some dues for right now. I can't tell you how long I've waited for this moment. Now Dalton gets a turn. And now Matt Hardy. LeVar lied to us all and told us Hardy was joining Team Big League.
Oh, my! I'm pretty sure Justin LaVey wishes he was in a different state right now. We all thought he was out of here. Foolishly came back.
Plumber, you better get this out of your system now, pal. Because when you're in charge, you gotta be the voice of reason.
Twist of fate. Twist of fate.
This could be the end of Justin LaVey's career.
I love it. We're taking requests.
Oh no.
Good night.
Oh my. Oh yeah. What a beating.
Justin Plummer, the new owner of IWC. I think my partner Jay Worthington Farnsworth has a lot of sucking up to do now. And what a moment as we usher in 2015. Jimmy Nuts is back. Got his measure of revenge. Counted John McChesney's shoulders down. Dalton Castle, still champion. And Justin Plummer gonna be leading the way. Ladies and gentlemen, what a night from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania.
Joe, one of the greatest nights I've ever experienced in the professional wrestling business. I heard so much about how all the action here at the IWC is must-see. I must say, I fully concur.
For Jack Corpella, I'm Joe Dabrowski. We'll see you in 2015, the new era IWC.
For the brand new owner of IWC. And how about a round of applause for the returning Jimmy Nuts? And how about a round of applause for the champ, Dalton Castle? And now, I don't need a round of applause. You can boo me, cheer me, it doesn't really make a difference. I am here to say this, right here in places like the IWC, International Wrestling Cartel. This is where professional wrestling lives in its truest and purest form. Each one of these guys come out here in front of you and your Pittsburgh audience. You are tough. I'm telling you that. You earned that name. You're tough. They come out here and they bust their butts for you. They put everything on the line, not because they're on global TV, not because they're making millions of dollars. They do it because they love it, they're passionate, and they want to entertain each and every one of you. And that is why I come here, because passion lives here. I don't want to come here. I don't want you to chant Hardy, Hardy, Hardy. When the show ends, I want you to chant IWC because they love you and they sacrifice it all for you. God bless you. You guys are the best.
I got a live mic and no Chuck Robertson telling me what to say. Finally, 4 years. Listen, it's been a heck of a 4 years for those of you that supported IWC Aftershock from my first time in here in Clearfield, Pennsylvania 4 years ago as the backup ring announcer, to helping out with the video and production, to hosting the web show. Thank you so much for supporting me and my family through these past 4 years. And as much as I'm living a dream right now, and as much as I want this to be about me, it's not. If I can, I hope he's paying attention back there.
Can we have the man that made the IWC what it is today? Chuck Roberts, can you come on out one last time, please? Where is he? And if I could have the guys in the back that are here today, because this man busted his butt for the past 5 years, let's come say goodbye to Chuck one last time, please.
Just to please you, she's precocious.